Peace, family. It's Throwback Thursday. Me and Brother Daryle gonna be on. I'm adjusting my camera. I love breezes, so right now outside my doors, Sacramento, but it's very breezy. You're gonna see these things moving around. I'm probably gonna turn them in a little bit and close my window a little bit. So, Brother Daryle will be on here. Peace, Brother Shabazz. Brother Islam. Brother Daryle gonna be signing on here in a minute. Let me see where he is. Had a really good long day. A lot of great work done. Worked with a lot of students today. And then now I'm on here with the Throwback Thursday. And so when Daryle get on here, hey, Brother Daryle. I think you are on here. Let's see. Okay, I don't see it yet. So did you tag yourself in, Brother Daryle, so I can invite you on? We're gonna talk about a few things that's happened this week. So yeah, we're gonna really get into it. Let me close this thing. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Okay, let me get Brother Daryle on here. Let's see here, Brother Daryle. Okay, let me back that up. Bam. There we go. Invite. Okay, I invited Brother Daryle in. Brother Daryle, I'll just hit the invite button for you, and so hopefully you will accept and be on before I start inviting people. So let's get you on here. Yeah, let me say yes to this little thing. Brother Daryle, are you here? Are you here, Brother Daryle, before we get started? Trying to bring Brother Daryle in here. So let's see what's going on here. And yes. Don't like to get ready to come on now. Sorry. Let's see, we got this brother all up in here on this Throwback Thursday. Peace, Brother Craig. We just getting started on the Throwback Thursday. You know, what happened this week in the world? A bunch of stuff. That's basically what we're going to talk about as soon as we get Brother Daryle up on here. Okay, Brother Daryle, I don't know what happened. I'm going to try it again. Bring that down. Come on. We're going to try this again. Okay, let's do this again. D-A-R. Daryle. Okay, yeah, I sent that. Okay, Daryle, what's going on? Peace, peace. Okay, Brother Daryle, I see you here, but I don't see. Let me see what's going on, y'all, with Brother Daryle, because I'm trying to bring him on here, so I don't really know what's going on up in here. So we're going to find out in a minute. So I hope y'all having a good week. A lot of stuff going on in the world, always. But this week I had a chance to work with some amazing young people. Just sending him a thing like, where are you, dear brother? A lot of amazing stuff this week. And as always, I really love my work and my job. I love hearing from young people, thinking about a lot of, yeah, there's like a lot of stuff going on. Okay, I think this is Daryle. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. All right, Brother Daryle. Let's hope this does it. I just seen the add button, so I just hit the add button. Yay!
There we go. we got it now. We got it.
I know. How you doing?
I'm doing blessed. I can't complain, Sister Raw. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. You know,
Good.
every day above ground for me is wonderful.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And peace and blessings to everyone out there listening and tuning in. We appreciate y'all tuning in and listening to us on this nice Thursday evening.
Yeah, the weather feels good up here. Feels great. Some people think it's kind of cold, but I love it.
It's not good out here right now. It's kind of misty and it's been almost rainy for the last couple of days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not been too nice out here for the last couple of days.
Oh, sorry.
Then I got this. We got this concert called Stone Soul going down this weekend, and it ain't looking too good for Saturday.
What's Stone Soul? What's that?
It's like an OG It's for the OGs. It's like our summer jam.
That's what's up.
Right. So it's a 2-day event that KBLX, the state 102.9 station, throws out here on around the first, for the holiday, Memorial holiday or whatever. So that's what's going on.
All right. So y'all
Ramadan Kareem, Sister Tara.
Oh, good. So y'all, on this Throwback Thursday, what are some of the things this week that's happened? Uh,
What hasn't happened this week?
I know. What
Man,
you
it's
think,
been so
Brother
much.
Darryl?
What's that?
I said, what you think for this week? Something things that's happened on this Throwback Thursday.
Well,
Where you want to
one
start?
of the main things that happened yesterday, of course, was with Milwaukee, dealing with the Milwaukee Buck player who was basically tased and you know, taken down and tased. So, that's one thing that happened this week. And that happened last night when they actually released the video itself, but it actually happened back in January. And they've been basically trying to get the temperature um, of the community and of the people in that city, um, which was a little like I've never heard of that ever happening before, but it was that bad. Once you saw the video, it's like, man, the man didn't do anything, nothing at all.
So, what is this really about? To be very honest, and to those you listen, what is it with some police, and I'm using the word some, that it seems like they're not able to police or protect Black people? What is that about for
Well,
you?
the cold part for me, Sister Rod, I just feel like they don't look at us as human. We're like we're like animals to them, like deer. They hunting deer. And you can just tell how it escalates. Even I know um, um, last week's issue, we could have talked about the grandma who got pulled over and snatched out the car,
Mm-hmm.
and just manhandled and talked to, just like she was an animal, basically. And that, and mixed in with, in my opinion, mixed in with the white supremacist mindset, is part of the real issue. White supremacy has done a lot for white people in their thinking, and of course, in terms of when it's dealing with anybody who's non-white, especially Black folks. Earlier today, personally, I was getting into it with a lady who, I guess she or he or whatever the hell it is, was trolling my page after I reposted that article about what happened in Milwaukee to the Milwaukee Bucks player, and she took it upon herself to talk about the Irish. And I was like, okay, where's she going with this? But she tried to tell me that the Irish, had it bad in New York. And I'm like, I don't give a damn about no damn Irish. That ain't me. That ain't us. So miss me with all of that. Then she tried to tell me she was an Indian. So then I had to come back and school her, because a lot of people may not know or whatever that they have this such thing called a $5 Indian, where white folk back in the days would pay $5 to become an Indian to get benefits from the United States government, which they were given the native people of the land. So I had to
Wow.
school her on that part. You know what I'm saying? But it just gets to the point where she tried to tell me, oh well, you didn't accept me trying to basically tell you and trying to come to you with peace. Like I reject your peace. I don't give a damn well what you talking about.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just a level of superiority that they have, and it's going to continue to be a problem for us. It just, I don't see no other way of making it happen without really, in my opinion, separation. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sick of it.
So let me ask you this in a different way, Darryl. Do you think it's possible? Because I think I have to sometimes rephrase my questions until
Hmm.
I can feel like people understand it. So, given
Right.
slavery, I don't think we know enough about slavery. I think we, in our mind as Black people, have made slavery out to be like it was the hip '70s and it wasn't as bad as we think it was. We was all smoking pot or something. I don't know.
Right. Right.
Um, However, I don't know how you go from a culture of hundreds of years of treating a group of people less than animal, because they will cry for an animal. They will do all kind of
Absolutely.
stuff for an animal. So I don't think they treat us like animals. I think they treat us like the scum of the earth, like we are some ants
Absolutely.
on a chicken or something. I don't know.
Absolutely.
And so, is it possible to really go from slavery and that whole horrible system where they, after slavery ended, they then put it into law. Can we really think we can have white people police us fairly,
In my
given how
opinion,
America is made up? In all honesty, I know this is a hard question for Black folks because then we start getting scared and start, like, what does that mean? It probably means you're gonna have to fight or maybe do for self for real. But is it possible for them to police us? Because it almost make you feel like maybe they're not supposed to police us. But maybe that will stop the killing. from police
Absolutely.
officers? I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't believe so, and I'm a firm believer in, like I expressed on um, the last show, that I feel as if in our own communities we need to have policing of ourselves. That doesn't mean that we don't have police. What I said
I
is
get
that we
that.
need to have those who are on the police force from that community, they need to police that community because there's more of a
Mm,
bond there with somebody who
I
you grew
agree.
up with or who you know or who you knew. The same way how, like, in some of these places, like, you hear about the corruption and stuff like that that happened in New York and stuff like that. But that happened because certain police officers that were from that community that knew the gangsters, the mobsters, or whatever it may have been,
Yeah,
allowed them to do that. And I'm not saying that that's what we should do when we do police
I
our own
get what you're
selves.
saying.
However, what I'm saying is that
Different
there's more of
accountability.
a absolutely, and there's more of a you understand that community a little bit better than you would someone else, and it also brings to mind that, sometimes we get a little confused because we think that, like I know Sister Ro, you're very firm believer in saying this, that all skin ain't kin.
That's real
So
talk.
sometimes that don't matter either, because sometimes they try to throw a monkey wrench in the game and be like, okay, well, we're gonna send y'all some black officers to that area, and they treat us worse than some of the white ones will. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Harassing us, beating the hell out of us, and all these other things. So, you know, when you have that situation, no, I wouldn't say so. But I believe that, if we have some good officers that come from the community, outstanding individuals, they should police that community, in my opinion. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That should police that community. And that's just what it is. And I think that if you police your own community, you have less of an issue. You won't be so quick, to pull out a gun because somebody might have a mental health issue. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
shoot and kill. Just today, here in San Francisco, Gascon actually dropped all charges against the officers who killed Mario Woods.
What?
So I'm sorry.
What? Say that again.
So Chief Gascon, he dropped all the charges against Mario Woods. I'm sorry, not Chief, but the DA. They
Gotcha.
dropped all the charges against Mario Woods. So it's like, when you have these issues going on, you know what I'm saying? It becomes a problem and it becomes an issue. But if you know that a person may have mental health issues, or if you know that a person might, suffer from
Peace, Sister
or any
Khadijah Divine. Go ahead.
from drug abuse. I'm sorry, somebody was texting in, but from drug abuse or something like that, you kind of know who that person is, and you may be able to deal with them in a little bit different way than you would deal with somebody who you don't know, who may, be suffering from that, and you don't know what they're suffering from. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then also too, I believe white people have a different lens that they see um, black people from. I just don't see how they see the same things that we see. It's like they believe nothing that we tell them is true. Like they don't see nothing we see. It's like, how in the hell do you not see that? Are you blind? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I had to tell that lady earlier, I said, the only way, because she tried to tell me she don't see color. She's colorblind. I said, there's only way that you could not see colors if you were blind. But even in that, your white ass could see privilege, or you would feel the
Mm.
privilege. So I don't even want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So um, it just becomes a problem, Sister Rose. It's a very big issue, and it's
Okay.
something that we need to work on.
I'm
Greetings,
not
Sister
going.
Lorraine from
Yeah.
Delaware, my
Yeah.
sister.
I'm not gonna stay on white people too long, but I just got to be honest. So, from your understanding, where did white people come from, and why are they so different?
They came from us,
What?
right? I
How
mean,
is
we
that
can birth,
possible?
we birth. Well, that gets into some religious talk, and we don't want to have the difference
Well,
in
okay,
discussion.
you can give
But
me your religious, but if there's a scientist on this line, because religion is one thing, that's somebody's theory. Science is absolute incorrect. Where did they come from? Because some of their DNA we know is not African. Like we know that already.
absolutely,
So why are we having such? Why all over the world people are having such issues with white people? Like everywhere they appear, they make other people
absolutely,
disappear. So I don't understand. Or there's a concerted effort to but I think, when it comes to white folks, maybe we need to get an understanding of who they really are. Because other than that, I don't understand how they can show up and just do some of the stuff that they do. And you know what I mean? I just think that's a
right,
really good, valid question.
right. Well, again, we all have the black man has a lighter, which is a recessive gene in us. So,
Khadijah
I
said
mean,
she's not claiming those people, Brother Daryl. I'm sorry. I'm just messing with you, Daryl. Go ahead.
but we all have a lighter and a darker gene in us. And in that, the grafting, that's what we were taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was the grafting process. And it grafted all the way back down, or grafted all the way down to white people. So that's what I'm saying by they came from us. We are every person on this planet's mother and father. Nobody can come back to us, but we can go back or go to them. And what I mean by that is we can produce that, but they can never produce us. They actually have tried through our science, and what we understand is that they actually tried, and that's where apes came from, where, we all thought that, or they always try to say that we came from apes and all that type of stuff. No, that was them trying to figure out a way to get back to being black, and they actually messed around and created apes. But again, that gets into something totally different. Folks are starting like, oh, what the hell? but but that's what it really is all about, and on a spiritual aspect of it, and what we're taught in Islam, it makes sense because it was a way of showing us as the black man what we sort of had in us, and a way of exposing that, and dealing with that. So, when you have that situation, you have that, because, we do have a lot of flaws in us, even if you go back in time. I mean, we can't say that we were perfect when we were just in Africa hanging out, chilling, or even building pyramids, because, we know that the Sphinx and whatnot was built as a sign. You have a lion which is laying, at rest with a human head, or, a pharaoh's head or whatever. So, that was a sign that we were going to sleep, or that we already were asleep. So, there's so many different things that you can get into, Sister Ro, and I don't really want to get into that tonight. That would be probably for another show. But if anybody really would like to know, some of the things that I'm speaking on, pick up A Message to the Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and any of the books by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and by Minister Farrakhan. And those books will actually help you understand where white people come from what we understand, what we believe. There's always going to be people that are going to try to, oh, no, that ain't what we believe, or how is that possible, or, this is not this, that's racism, and I ain't trying to hear all of that. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think we have a group of people that's terrorizing other people. I don't think that is racist, reverse racism, whatever. I think that needs to be looked at. That what is it about white people that they can't be at the table with the rest of the family?
right.
That's why I asked the question. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just
No.
I don't think
I
they look
understand.
nothing like black people. But that's just me. That's why I
And
think they don't
historically,
come from us. But that's just my personal opinion.
and historically speaking, they have not been here that long on the planet. And the reason that they haven't been here that long on the planet, we can tell, is because they never really go to Europe or any place that they supposedly have settled into, because they not really natives nowhere. They settlers. I know. I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the questions in the room. So hold on.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, Khadijah said exactly why Elijah Muhammad married Claire Muhammad. But I think he was married to her before he got the knowledge that came to him. But I mean, I don't know. But then also there's a comment up here, and she said, Brother Daryl, since the Nation of Islam believed the philosophy, can you explain to me why so many black Muslim men do not have black wives or have mixed wives? That's why I said, oh Lord, okay.
No, you didn't say hold on. You were like, oh shit.
Yeah, because I was like, oh Lord Jesus. That is a good question though, but I think, because they want to provide service to us. What?
Well, first off, let me ask the question real quickly, because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that.
Okay.
Let me ask the question: what does she consider black? First off, because some people consider black being full black and not, mixed or half or light skinned or
I
whatever.
believe that.
I need to get the full understanding of what she mean by non-black, and then also too, in the nation we accept anyone into the nation that's not white. So you can be Chinese or Asian, you can be Latino, you can, whatever. We accept you in as long as you're not white.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's why I was trying not to go with the religious definition, because religion is what it is. It's made up most of the time. It's people understanding or whatever. Science can be proven across everything. And so when you look at white people, they don't look like black people. That's why it's hard to believe that they really came from us. I'm gonna be very honest. That Africans are not Neanderthal. You know that, right? We don't have the Neanderthal marker. So even
I
when you
get you.
look at them in skin and all that, it doesn't look like us at all. Let's just be honest. It just does not look like, but because black folks, without, we have this way of trying to include everybody, especially those of us that are lost. I'm always amazed when I'm around other black people from other cultures where they know who they are. They tend not to do that. When I first started interacting with a lot of Africans from the continent, they were very clear that Arabs were not African. They were very, very
Absolutely.
clear on that. Well, we be trying to
Absolutely.
make them black. So, it's kind of like they're very, very, very clear on that. And I try to
Absolutely.
stay away from religion because science just kind of clears up, people's in translation, and that we don't have to explain like you believe that way, but then you want to marry the white man's products, like it's just like, boop, that's just a belief. And it really, who you're connected to tells a lot of people what you really believe and what you really think. Like
Absolutely.
Hitler did not, even though he looked a certain way, we knew that he wanted that superior race the way he seen it. And he wasn't messing with nobody who didn't have the blonde hair and all. He really believed in that philosophy, whether it was crazy or not. He rolled like he believed it. Even with Jews, when I hear people talk about black folks being the chosen people, well, we don't act like it. And we don't walk on
Right.
the planet like we believe that to be a truth. The other Jews do. And they're willing to die and steal and kill and everything for what they believe. And we want them to give justice, but to them, that's justice in their mind. So I try to stick to science, even though I am a spiritualist. Sometimes we get so caught up in religion that it's just kind of like, I just believe in, I'm a spiritualist, but I love science because it just kind of, even when a white man tries to lie about it, the truth is still lying right there. He could change 1,000 books and the truth will still be there. I got to go back to the
So,
translation.
so let me ask you on that. So when you say that, so where does science say that white people come from?
Well, what I've read, honestly, they talked about white folks are Neanderthals, that they are from the Caucasus. They do, and then they intermarried with people who left Africa and went up into Europe, and then started, men do what men do, screwing whoever they see, and that's how the mixture came. But they say that they are Neanderthals, so that like a caveman could do. They said that those people don't have the same marker as the African. And to me, that kind of makes sense because we don't, skin wise, we still don't look the same. There is a difference when you look at white skin as opposed to black skin. It's a very distinct difference. And we're always doing this big ass stretch because I really believe that deep down inside, a lot of us, we really do love white people. We love their products. We like that stringy hair. We like that white glistening skin. We like those blue eyes. And don't nobody want to be honest about it. And so we love the products. And we want to act like we don't love the products.
Right.
That's
So
why I
let me
love
so let me
science,
so
honestly.
so so
Because I love
so,
some
so
dark
let,
skin, but I can't stand inferior dark skin. I can't do the inferior mind. But I do
so so
like
let me
some.
say
Whew,
so let me say this on that
all right.
again. Like I stated originally, white folks are native to no part of this planet. They were settlers. We've been everywhere, and I believe we've been here hundreds of thousands, billions of years. So if that's the case, where did they come from? Yes, you just said that they were Neanderthals, but what does that mean?
Well, they said that their parents are the Grimaldis, but I don't know. I mean, that's another thing. They just released the first sketch of an original European. Totally looked like a white man. His skin was just darker, like it had more of a tan to it. But even in his skin and his features was not that of an African. So I don't know. Um, um, yeah, that's just my thought. Because here's my thing in
Right.
my mind. This is my honest to God truth. This is where my logic coming at. Otherwise, I cannot explain some of the stuff that we see these people doing all over the planet. And Lord knows I'm not a racist. I don't have a power to be the racist, but to be a racist. But when you think about all the things they did in slavery, just some of their, just not seeing us as human beings or seeing us as anything worth saving or valuing, in my mind, I have to think, God, they cannot be from me at all. Like I don't see the human characteristics with them unless it's an animal or a puppy or some kind of four-legged, two-legged animal, then they have all the love in the world. They can save the whales and they can save the dog and the blood. But see another human being and a black human being and shoot it down like it has no value at all. In the room, there's some comments. Khadijah said, damn, okay. Khadijah said something like, hold on. She was trying to give you the script. She said for her, a brown skin, kinky hair, not recessive dog hair, not lighter skinned than a paper bag. Okay. And then she said,
Hold
because
on, real
black
quick,
people
real quick.
always
I was
have an
gonna.
excuse why they cannot have anything all black. You'd be hard pressed to find a black man in a Hindu temple. Oh, stuff.
And real quick, I want to say, I want to give brother Ben a shot and brother Jawan. That's brother
Thank you.
Jawan, my
And
brother
Brother
back
Tim
from
is in here too.
elementary school. Peace and blessings, brother, and a couple other people I just seen pop into the room. Just want to give y'all props and say thank y'all for tuning in. So
Sister
sis,
Lorraine had a comment too. So,
oh, go ahead, Sister Lorraine. Yes,
Sister
ma'am.
Lorraine, do you see hers?
I do not. Let me see.
Sister Lorraine, I do not. I do not see. I don't see no nation of Islam. Maybe she's talking about other cultured Arabs. The book messenger to the black man, message sorry to the
Message.
black man should be
Mhm.
recommended to our people to understand the knowledge of self other than you, Brother Daryle, for your answer. Thank you for Brother Daryle for your answer. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read and skip it up. I ain't gonna front. I have seen in the nation myself, in the nation of Islam. But I also think what Daryle is saying, because I'm not, the nation of Islam is not for me the blueprint. Is one of the many blueprints. However, they do accept, they do believe that that everybody else is also a descendant of black people. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but I also know, because Africa taught me this as well, that we're not all from the same tribe, and that's okay too. You can go to Africa, you will find many tribes and many countries, and so that's one way or one set of beliefs. And so for me, it's like if I meet I've seen this with Jewish people. I remember one time being in Philadelphia with a Jewish person, and they thought he was an Arab, and then they kind of gave him a cold shoulder, and then when he started speaking to them in Hebrew, they realized that he was Jewish, and then everything was hunky-dory. So when we were walking back to the car, I kind of had an attitude like, how dare they treat you like that? And this Jewish man told me? Well, those are my brothers. We've been through some stuff with the Arabs, so I understood where they were coming from.
Wow.
Immediately, he had like this incredible, like, we're Jews, we're in solidarity, those are my brothers, and blah, blah, blah. Had that had been black folks, we would have been like, how dare they treat me like that because I'm lighter than they are? Like, we would have went into this whole thing about being accepted and how diverse we are. He didn't give me any of that. He was like, we have every right to feel that way. And I was like, okay, thank you. Let me just shut my ass up, because for me, I was going off of some stuff like they should just be like, he's like, yeah, they thought I was an Arab, and I'm not an Arab. And I said, okay, Londa, take several seats. So that's why I think sometimes in our culture, we have to recognize how diverse we are. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I think it's this. I think it's like this, sis. I'm gonna say it like this. I would say that it doesn't make you a follower of the Nation of Islam by reading a book.
No,
All
I
book,
don't think so. I
all
read that
book,
book years ago. You know
right?
I be
Absolutely.
knowing stuff.
And used to go to the mosque. So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
let's make that clear. But
yeah.
at the same time, we have to be open. All of us. I don't care what you believe in or what you claim, um, as spirituality, religion, or whatever it may be. We have to be open to knowledge, and we can't
I
shut that
agree.
door.
I agree.
And there's good in everything. And one thing that I found in my travels around the world is that, I don't look for the difference that I have with other people. I look for what we have that's similar and try to settle on the best part with our people, no matter where they are. And that goes for if you're a
I
Christian,
agree.
if you believe in voodoo, God willing, in about a week or so from now, well, actually a little longer than a week and a few days, we'll be in Haiti, God willing.
That's right.
And, yes, I will be going to a voodoo ceremony because I want to see what it's about. And I would say that, we should always seek knowledge and understanding and wisdom, not the fact that because you take part in something that you're going to be um, converted or whatever. You should be firmly rooted in your belief
I
and in your
agree.
faith, to where if you do go somewhere else, you still can see what you believe in that which you're going to go deal with. You should be firmly rooted like a palm tree, That no matter
Good.
how much wind is blown at it or is blowing, it
Down.
will sway left, it'll sway right, but it ain't never coming up out that root.
That's
So
real
that's what
talk.
we have to be like. And, and that's one thing that I fully embrace. I don't care what you believe in, I'll come and sit down and talk to you and deal with you. And we have to get out of that mindset that,
Okay.
our way or, whatever is the only way,
Real talk.
you know what I'm saying? We have to, right, my brother Juwan, KIU, right, right, right. Knowledge, insight, understanding. That's real
Real
talk,
talk.
brother. So,
Real talk.
that's what we have to deal with, and we have to find, you know, the good in things. And a lot of times when you search, you'll find that there's a common thread in everything that's on this planet Earth that I've been around and that I have seen in different people that believe in different things. You might call, your God something different, but that doesn't mean that it's not speaking on the same God. If I ask a Mexican man or a Latino that speaks Spanish, how does he say God? He gonna say something different. He gonna say Dios. If I ask, a Asian man, how do they say God? They're gonna say something different. I think it's Shin or I forgot how you say it, but it'll be different. You know what I'm saying? If I ask somebody who believes in voodoo, how do they say God? It'll be different. So we have to always stop with the barriers and the really I call it a lack of belief in ourselves and what we say that we believe, and I call it a lack of that when we try to always push off and say, no, I don't want to go, to that ceremony or whatever. I mean, I am going to get up and leave if they start slaughtering animals because I just ain't with that.
But
But
I think that's why you shouldn't go though. Because here's the
I'm
thing.
going,
No,
I'm
no, no. Let
going,
me
but
tell
I'm
you why, Daryl. For real. So if I'm pissed off at Muslims, I don't go to your stuff. Because I feel like I shouldn't be sitting in there with a chip on my shoulder in your ceremony. To me, that's a sign of disrespect. Like,
absolutely.
no, honestly. So for my thing is, I know, like, I've been at ceremonies before where they slaughter something and I excuse myself. Because I just
That's
couldn't
what I'm
take
gonna
it. I
do.
just couldn't. I just excuse myself. But I wasn't in there like, what is this? But, like, I wasn't in there like a white person. Because white people, they question everything you do. They be in the middle of stuff like, why are you guys standing up? Why are you? It's like, dude, when you black, you just observe. But I feel like, and I get everything that you said, but I also think that one of the problems sometimes I see with us is that we do not leave room for people to to have their own way. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And I can
Absolutely.
see that with us sometimes. That's why I can get along. I mean, not say nothing. I'll just get along with people. But I just feel like, there's just some things. If I felt like there was something that really damaged my people, I think that a lot of white people have damaged black folks. For me, and then black people have contributed to damaging us by their own belief. So for me, I can't follow somebody who God don't look like me. I don't give a damn
Well,
if you say the person mixed with me. I want to see somebody who looks like my grandmother, like my
right,
mama. I want to
right,
see somebody blacker than 1,000 midnights. Because every time I see the white man show his God, it be a pasty white God. It don't be
right.
God with a tan. It don't be God with Asian eyeballs. It be the whitest white man, like if Hitler had sent the message himself. And I
Well,
feel like with us, we don't
just
get to see
imagine
that.
just imagine growing up in the self-esteem and the pride that you would have in yourself. That's part of the reason why all the gods, if you look at people who believe in different gods, they look like them. It's
Right.
never, it's never, well, I mean, except with us, but we've been so stripped and robbed of, who we are
I
and what
agree.
our God looks like or what God really looks like that we get so confused and we want to worship their God or what their version of what it looks like. Um, but just imagine the self-esteem when you know that, the highest power, the greatest power, or,
It's attached to you.
it's you, as opposed
Real
to looking
talk.
like somebody different because, when it looks like somebody else, it's going to put a sense of inferiority inside of you, as
Real talk.
opposed to giving you the strength that you need. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the reason why I don't knock Christianity. I just knock the
Mhm.
fact that you all pray to white folk. That's my problem. I remember I used to go to St. Emilius. I used to go to a Catholic school. Now imagine this. I used to go to a Catholic school.
What?
Right. And at a young age, I used to bucket. So I knew that God had something destined for me to do and something destined for me to believe in other than that. Now, whatever my journey, whatever my path is, so be it. That's my journey and that's my path. And I'm thankful for what I believe in. However, I couldn't get down with Catholicism. I'm sitting here looking at all these white statues sitting in the church, at St. Emilius or whatever, because that was the church, the school that I went to. And, thank God I didn't have the priest. messing around with me and messing around. I pray with nobody else who I know. But I used to buck them folk because I just wasn't feeling it. And I used to actually curse God because I thought
Mm.
God was this white man sitting up in the sky. So I used to curse him. Like, I ain't feeling you because you're a white man. So, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with that because I was told a lie. So, in all actuality, yeah, I did flip the middle finger to that white man because that's what he really should have got because it was all based on a lie. So,
Mm.
we have to get
Sure.
out of that mindset. If you want to be a Christian, be a Christian. And, just
Oh,
study a little bit more and understand what the prophets look like and understand what God look like. Look like you. You know what I'm saying? Your blackness, your black self. That's what God looks like. So let's stop with the foolishness, thinking that it's a white man, and the next thing you know, you got this inferiority complex and you got the children with inferiority complex.
okay. Another throwback from this week is I've been seeing a lot of videos about white people being very pissed off that people are speaking Spanish in their country. I'm saying their country like this, y'all. Come on. And so like, pulling people over. Why are you I'm watching this right now. This is like in Montana, and these two women are in Montana, and they got pulled over, and he asked them were they citizens and want to see their ID. And I was like, wow, this is kind of deep. And then of course
Sister
what's
Ro,
that about?
Sister Ro, I heard that BS. And the main thing that I really think white people just stupid as hell. I just gotta say that. I mean, generally speaking, they just some dumbass people. But the problem that I understand, they don't understand that where the hell does Spanish originate from?
Spain.
And where in the hell is Spain?
Is it in Europe? Is it next? No,
Oh, okay then. So if
it's
it's
Europe.
in
I'm just
Europe,
messing with you.
so if it's in Europe, what the hell are they problem? What are you talking? These your brothers. Literally, these your white brothers. So why are you sitting here complaining and talking mess about our Latino brothers who've been conquered?
But
Go, go ahead.
Daryl,
Go
so
ahead.
in the white world, there's levels of whiteness.
Absolutely.
Let's just be honest. So let's keep that on solid. So we know that the top branch for white people is Scandinavian and all those places in there. Then we'll have England, and then the Irish is for the England people is at the bottom with the English people, but they are more white than say Spaniards. Or when you start
They
getting into
white.
when people start having a little bit more melanin or color in their skin, so there's ethnic white people, so, it's just, they not all as hunky dory as we think, especially depends on how they look. And so sometimes black folks, we don't know that there are rules to whiteness. We think that white is just white, but there are rules to whiteness. And I experienced this in South Africa. That's how I know it so well. When my white friend here from the US was really having a heart attack when they was asking her where she was, and they wanted to make her Mexican or whatever. And she was like, I'm Serbian. And I was like, yeah, girl, you're an ethnic white person. That's what they were telling. They said, we're white. And I was sitting there like, I'm black, so I'm good, you know. But watching her really stumble because her whiteness was being questioned. And she was
Right.
struggling with that because she didn't understand what that means. So I don't know.
Right.
I've been all over Latin America, and I haven't always seen them treat black people as well either.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. White supremacy has been a plague throughout the whole entire damn planet. Just like how when we go to Haiti and we got to worry about across that border, you got the DR and how they treated the Haitians and how they continue to treat the
Especially the
Haitians.
ones that was dark.
So, and I've had a couple of people ask me, well, why are you not going to the DR, which is the Dominican Republic? I don't want to go to no damn DR. I want to go to Haiti. That's where I
They
want
have
to
black
go.
statues. They have black statues of black warriors, people who fought against the imperialists and won. You will see that all over
Absolutely.
Haiti. This is
Absolutely.
if you about
So,
that. If you're a punk, don't go to Haiti because they are
right,
warriors. Don't
right.
come over here with
Right.
that
And
stuff.
see that's the thing that, I try to tell people, you know, all of my travels throughout the whole entire planet that I've been on so far have always been to places that they were revolutionary. I've been to Cuba, been to South Africa, I've been to Ethiopia, not so much revolutionary, but yeah, in a way, but not so much in terms of what I'm dealing with, but um been to Tanzania and now I'm going to Haiti. So, these are all places that, they were revolutionary so to speak. So, that's where I want to go. And, people always ask me, why you ain't going to Europe? I don't give a damn about Europe. I could die at a ripe age of 90 years old and never go to Europe. And I would be fine with that. I mean, I may take a trip just going through or something like that, but I could be fine never going to Europe ever in life. You know what I'm saying? I'd be fine with that. I have many more places where we are, and that historically are profound to me as a black man, than going anywhere to Europe that don't have nothing to do with me. Even though there are some places in Europe that have some very interesting history.
We have a lot
Um,
of they have a lot of our stolen stuff over there.
Now, that's what I was just finna get at. A lot of them museums we might want to go to and see, where they got all of our stolen artifacts and,
Yeah.
jewelry and stuff like that. And, even though, Sister Rod, no, we don't want to keep bringing up that damn wedding, but even in them crowns and them jewels, that's stolen stuff from Africa. So let's not get confused.
Look, I didn't have no problem with the wedding. I don't even know this woman. To be honest with you, there's some people was mad as hell at me, but I really didn't care because
Me and you both. Me and
I
you
just didn't
both.
care. But my thing is that it's amazing that there be these same I'm so deep black people talking about how we're not woke and you look like you dead asleep. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying? How can you not look at England and be like, y'all owe us everything y'all got?
right,
Y'all owe the whole world. So how does this woman get the crown you duchess? Like, who is the queen? And how does she get that power? And more importantly, how does she maintain it?
right, right. And
That's
that's
all
the
I'm
because
saying. So I
see the
got
other
every
part.
right. You would dare not say that to a Jew. You're pissing your pants before you respond to them.
See, the other part that pisses me off the most is that black folk in America, we don't understand that whole British, setup over there. But we always want to make it seem as if we so happy for you don't understand. Ask your brothers in Africa. Ask your brothers in the islands
Ask your
about
brothers
that.
right there in England.
Absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. If you really want to know about that history, because they don't understand that history. So when you try to give them a little bit, you baby feed them, baby spoons, and they still don't understand. I don't want to get into the whole history because it's like you're not going to understand that. But
Right.
what did they do? I mean, hell, wasn't the white man who wrote the damn the anthem, wasn't he British? I mean, so you have all of these things. It's we just don't understand. That's the problem. We don't get it. We don't get it.
You know what cracked me up? Then that's when Negroes want to go into love. Two people
Yeah,
found each other. Nobody, they don't conquer the world by finding people in love.
right.
They go
You
to,
know what?
you know what I mean? Give me a break with that.
You know what my response to that was, Sister Rowe? I
What?
can't fall in love with nobody who I don't even go out on a date with. I ain't going out on no date with no white woman, so I ain't gonna fall in love with no damn white woman. So it ain't gonna just magically happen. So miss me with that. Ain't gonna be no.
Unless she got something to offer, or unless
She
it's
ain't.
insignificant. Like,
Only thing. Excuse me, sister. Only thing a white woman could offer me. Only thing she could offer me is telling me where her black friend is at, and moving out my way so I can get to her black friend. That's it.
okay
That's
now.
it.
All right now, Daryle. All right now. You're going to have some brothers mad at you.
I
Because
don't give a damn.
because y'all say black man and woman. I always say black man and black woman. Sometimes I say black woman and black man because I'm the other side of the brain. But, I don't say black woman and man. See, I don't
Right.
say that because that could be any man. That could be the German man. That could be any man.
Right.
So I'm very clear on that. I learned that early, but that's because as a woman, this is just me. You do have to think like that because white people think when they saying stuff that they speaking for us too. And to say, excuse me, I'm black. That happened one time in Cuba. When I first started going to Cuba, a white woman was telling us how we gonna cross back over. And she was saying you could do this, but her stuff was more like, you the man, you tell them this and that. And my old boss, Miss Catherine, said, excuse me, Ellen, some of us in this room is black. So we're not gonna be going up to the she had to like remind her, like, you talk to a bunch of black people and we don't, they will beat us down. Like we're not you. You're a white woman, so of course you can talk about you could demand your rights and you could, I was like, well, so okay, so the thing with the speaking languages, speaking Spanish, got a lot of people in trouble this week. Did you think that was a big deal or no?
Again, you know how I feel about it. I just said that it's a European language. So what the hell is the problem?
But some of these white people, they weren't the top-notch white people who came here. His crew was a bunch of misfits. Let's be honest. So we're not talking
Absolutely,
about white people who can appreciate somebody speaking their mother tongue. I
absolutely,
don't really care unless you want to know what they're doing because you have the conquering spirit. And so if they speak another language, you're not going to know what they're talking about.
absolutely.
So maybe it was in that spirit, but That was something that kind of topped the news this week.
And let me say this because I was actually having a discussion with somebody earlier about this about language. Everywhere I've been around the world, they look at Americans as dumb because we don't know but one or possibly two languages. You know what I'm saying? They have five, six, seven. I met a man who knew 13 different damn languages, which it might sound like a lot, but it's really not because in certain parts of Africa they know different dialects, but they still consider it a different language. But he knew how to speak 13 different languages, and that's within itself that's deep, and that's what we should start leaning and gearing our children to learning how to speak other
Right.
languages, and primarily learning how to speak some of our native tongues from Africa, whether it be Swahili or whatever it may be. But teach the children how to speak different languages, so when they go around people, they can communicate. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is another European language like Spanish or whatever, learn certain things because it may help you in the long run. Like
That's
going
so
to
true.
Haiti. If I knew some French, maybe it might
If you
help
know a
me
little
at
Spanish,
some
you
point.
can learn some French.
Right. But I'm just saying, these are the things that, we should be trying to gear ourselves and also our children to learning, is learning different languages. You know what I'm saying? You'll be amazed at how much the world will open up to them by learning other languages, not just learning English and thinking that English is just the
And all
language
be
of all.
all.
I mean, we all know, through research and study that English is a bastard language. It came from many different things put together. So, that's just what that is. But that whole language thing, I think is silly and it's petty. And I think that white folk need to still really, and I've even seen some silly ass black people that go through the problems with language. But, we need to get rid of that. We need to stop that and we need to learn how to communicate with the world. And that's just my opinion on that.
No worries. Okay, the next thing, it seems like there's a lot of black graduations happening all over the country. They said there's been more on record this year than any other year. And Harvard is hosting its first black graduation ceremony. What do you
Wow.
think about that?
Wow, that's deep. I want to salute all of the black graduates throughout the whole entire country. I know that there's probably some, that from all the way from, I guess now they do preschool graduations from preschool all the way through college and whatever other level that you may have achieved. I want to salute you, and wish you a congratulatory thank you and pray that, what I'm saying, you go into the field and you can help your people. That's the main thing, and I'm not trying to put a negative on it, but sometimes we go to school for some of the dumbest things and just to get a certificate or to get some letters. But I'm praying that we starting to learn how to go to school and get things that we can help our people with, and not just so much helping ourselves get a paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I also think
But
if we
that's
provide
good.
more purpose, I think we do that because that's what people tell us we need to do. But I think if we had
Absolutely.
more things for young people to feel purposeful about, I'm pretty sure they would take that seriously. I think back in the day when black folks were like, I'm talking about in the day, I'm talking about in the 60s or 50s or maybe even the 70s, there was a purpose around going to school. First of all, you couldn't afford it. So if you went, you have to really have a plan. But
Right.
now, because it's an option and some of us are not attached to communities where there is purpose, you will be going to get a degree in fine glass. Like just some bullshit. But if
Right.
you had like a mission and you were attached to a community that had meaning, then you would find yourself going to school for things you really want to learn about. You
Right.
may go for justice or farming or you then you really, but I think some of us as older people have not always provided meaningful substance to our young people. Some of this
Absolutely.
materialistic, when I hear people say that this generation is an I generation, is because we made them an I.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
By
It's all
acting
about
like we're
me.
so, yeah, we made them individualistic. We did that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
we
Absolutely.
we
And
did
that's the
that.
problem. That's what we need to make sure that we change, especially I see my sister Sugarfoots is on here. Please tell my little brother Jason I send the greetings of what's happening. But she has a little young brother that, coming up, and that's what we have to do. We have to teach our children a sense of purpose and urgency for our people and trying to
Real
help
talk.
give back. That doesn't mean, go into a field that, you know, um, we don't need all teachers. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that. You can go into a field to where you can become wealthy, or to whatever you consider your wealthy is. But we got to teach our children how to give back to us as a people. That's how we really, we always talk this Wakanda stuff, even though, we were talking about Wakanda one for a few months. Then next thing I know, it's all hail the queen, but that's a whole nother story. But, um, we really have to learn how to teach our children. If we talking this Wakanda stuff, we have to learn how to make Wakanda, Bayview Hunters Point. We got to learn how to make Wakanda parts of San Francisco that we still are in. We got to learn how to make Wakanda certain parts of Sacramento, certain parts of Oakland, certain parts of Baltimore, certain parts of whatever part of the country we may be in. That is our Wakanda. You make it that.
Real
You know what I'm
talk.
saying? But you can't have a Wakanda and y'all don't have nobody there that can help grow nothing. Y'all don't have nobody there that can help the elderly or help the sick. You know what I'm saying? You don't have anybody there that can help with infrastructure and building things. What kind of Wakanda would that be? Not nothing at all. You still be going to the white man begging him for something. It ain't gonna work.
That's
You
real
know, so
talk.
we really have to do that. And I pray, I hope and pray, even though the numbers are high this year and it's a record high number of graduates, which is good, and I really salute them for that. However, I pray and I hope that they are actually going to come out in the world from graduating from these institutions and do something to help us as a people. You know what I'm saying? Even if it
I agree.
go to school, I mean, go somewhere and learn how to cure cancer, cure AIDS, whatever it may be. Do something to give back, not
But
just to get yourself
I
a fat
agree.
check.
I agree.
You
I
know?
think that's also a part of their journey, though, because
Absolutely.
I think that that's how people find their meaning and their purpose. And some of us find it when we're 10 and 2 and 25, and some of us find it when we're 50 or
True.
60 or 70. It really depends. I think we have a lot of brilliant young people doing fantastic stuff. They don't get much play as love and hip hop, but I know that there are young people out there getting it in. Not just going to school, but taking care of their families, helping other young people find a way. I think we are doing fantastic stuff, but I also think it goes back to uh, who you're choosing to be connected to. That's what I
Right.
believe it is. I think it's who
Right.
we're choosing to be connected to. And a lot of times, we're not, I know I always tell people, if you see a bunch of young people not doing nothing, that must mean because you're not doing nothing, because I'm a doer. So when young people come around Miss Rowe, Mama Rowe, whatever they call me, they know we're going to get some work in. I'm gonna ask them,
And
"What are you doing? How do you feel about this?" But feel
absolutely.
inspired, do something. But that's how I know that we inspired them.
And right there, what you just said, that's the key part. Because I saw somebody said we don't have access
That's
to the
not true.
children.
Maybe you don't have access. You can say
Absolutely.
you don't
Absolutely.
have access because I have
And that's
access
what we
all day
and
long.
that's what we have to do, because we have to continue to keep the connection to the community and keep the connection to our people. We cannot allow for our people and not to see us. If you have something to give, an offer, give that and offer it. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the community, knock on doors in your community, whatever it may take, you do that. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that whatever it is that you may possess that can help others, you do that. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing
I
that I
agree.
try to do. I always try to, make sure that I'm tapped in and I'm around my folks. I don't never want to not be around my people. I always got to be around them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Even
real
if I
talk.
go to another city and I don't know a soul, I'm still gonna be around my people. I remember one time I was at a concert backstage with DMX on when they did the Hard Knock Life um concert, Jay-Z, DJ Clue and all of them. And that's one thing that I fully respected about DMX, because he would make it a point to make sure that any city he visited, he went to the hood. He didn't need a bunch of security. He just went to the hood, hung out. And that's what I feel. That's how you gotta be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, use discretion and be safe. Don't just be a fool and go anywhere. But at the
Right.
same time, you can't fear your people. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no fear of my people. I love my people. I don't fear them. I love them.
I agree.
And they can understand. They know. They sense that. They sense the love, and they also sense that you ain't about no BS. You ain't you ain't got no
Real
fear.
talk.
People
Real
are,
talk.
I hate to use this example, but like that old saying, we sense things like animals, and that's true. You know what I'm saying? They can sense when you're sincere. They can sense when you're scared.
Yup.
They can sense when they can do something to punk you or play you or whatever. But you don't go there with that mindset, and don't go there with the mindset that you're trying to hurt somebody, or that you will own some gimmicky stuff. Go there with true, genuine love, and you about no BS, and you'll be all right. And you can learn the people, help the people, and do what you need to
I
do,
agree.
and offer your
I agree.
services.
And I do agree with you, Sister Oya, that crack cocaine damaged our family structure. It actually was a little bit before crack cocaine, to be very honest with you. That's why it pays to study, because heroin really was like the gate for that. You know, when you think about the Vietnam War, that was post-crack. And so there was a lot of junkies that came back from Vietnam before crack rolled in. But I
Absolutely.
also know even in that same time period, this is what we leave out of the conversation, which is why I think people fall in love with Black Panther, because there's something about seeing, because some of us have to see it before we can, we have to see it before we can imagine it for ourselves. But I also know that we always have warriors during those periods. So if I was just to give crack cocaine so much power and not talk about Mother Hale or all the people in our communities who jumped in and started helping people as best that they could. So and watching people make it against odds. Because I think what it did for us, it made us again have to reshuffle, which is what Black people do. We reshuffle and we start. That's why we have family members that we know ain't really our blood family members. I got some in my family. I live in California, so we do that a lot out here. This is my cousin, so and so. I'm from Philly. However, I do have a lot of extended nieces and nephews and cousins.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that, but I also know a lot of young people. Says I really think is where y'all at. And I'm not trying to clown on nobody, but I just feel like sometimes you could say make an I statement. Because I know like all the 30-something years I've been working, I know young people who's on a ball and then they went other places and started doing what they seen me do. So I think we
Mm.
cannot act like we're such a destitute state where there aren't people putting in work, because it's kind of like you act like they don't exist. So I hate it when people say, well, you know, we all been dogged. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, because I've had women tell me, like, I've had only good relationships with Black men. So I don't really fall into that category of seeing all Black men not be nothing, because that ain't been my experience. So I can't say
Mm.
her stuff isn't right because maybe that wasn't my experience. I think we got to learn to start using some words like some, or it's been my experience, or what I've witnessed, or what's happened in my community, because some people
Absolutely.
survived. And I think sometimes
Absolutely.
that's where people fall out with folks. It's kind of like, well, that ain't my reality. Like, I didn't go have
Absolutely.
50 kids and stuff like that and no baby father. I didn't do that. I
Absolutely.
just did. My mother didn't raise her daughters like that. My mom was like,
Absolutely.
don't be a burden on society. Don't be having a bunch of kids with people. And you know you can't afford
Absolutely.
it. I'm glad my mom taught me to be very strong in my mind and
Absolutely.
to also be of service and don't be a damn taker. And you know, every time you
Absolutely.
turn around, you think it's somebody else's job to do something for you. No, that's your job. I think we got to put
Absolutely.
that back on the table, because I was talking to a brother on my way home and basically talking about how a lot of us have this sense of entitlement to people who, like, I don't owe you nothing.
Right.
I don't even know you to be owing you nothing.
Right.
Really, you owe me.
Mm.
Every time I have to file my taxes and owe taxes, I be wanting to go in on people who complain they only got $5,000 back. And I know that I'm paying for your decisions because I don't get no money back, because I don't have no damn kids. So, I mean, I'm saying, so I don't get no money back. And I'm constantly paying into a system that I don't get to use as much as other people.
Mm.
Did not make the decision to put a condom on and not have as many children because they couldn't afford it.
Mm.
So,
Well, there is a lot of reckless behavior that attributes to um, some of the conditions that we are in as a people. It's a lot of reckless choices that a lot of us have made. Um, but you know, that gets into a whole nother story and subject. This is the road. I ain't trying to touch that tonight.
no, I would just say, I think sometimes we leave that out sometimes when I start hearing all of this. Al Sharpton said something that I'm not a big fan of Al Sharpton, but you know, I listen to him sometimes. He said, Black folks have a way of digging in the bag of victory and pulling out, um, damn, we're going to the bag of victory and we'll pull out defeat and
Mm.
walk up to defeat and just, you know, like we always have a way of trying to find the worst in our situation, even when it's a good situation. When
Mm.
you look about all these Black children who chose to complete school, that's not easy. I work with young people every day. It is not easy to go to class when you know your teachers are racist, when you know they don't be treating you right, but you know you need to get this education. You know you need to know how to read, write, and count. You know you need to learn how to handle people who don't like you. That's a really hard thing. So my thing is like, damn, that in itself deserves some applause.
Absolutely.
You know, we don't get to say all the
Absolutely.
young people are disrespectful. I don't know a lot of disrespectful teenagers. And even when I come amongst them, I treat them with so much respect. They look at me and then show up very differently. You
Well,
know,
you know,
I
Sister
smile
Rule,
on them and it's a different thing.
and the thing about that is that, and this is why I fully believe that we should teach our own, is because when you have other folks teaching us, they don't understand us. So, you know, they might think that you're being disrespectful, or they might think that you're this, or they might think that you're that. But in reality, you're really not that way. That's just their perception because it's two different cultures. White people don't understand black people. So how can you teach me and teach my children? It's difficult. And like you
Some
said,
black people don't even understand
that's
black
true
people,
too.
Daryl.
That's true too. That's true. That's true. I will
And to me,
definitely
that's not
say,
the man's way of thinking. I think having some checks and balances on your life, Sister Darlene, I want you to get on the positive bus. I think you spent a lot of time, you was on here last night. Love you very much, sister, but you are very negative. You are the most negative woman I've ever had on that follows me. I never hear you say anything positive or uplifting when you type. I don't know if you're lonely at home or maybe you need to be around some more positive people because I call people out. I feel like I want you to go back and read all your comments. Everything you type is negative. And I think you may need to check yourself because there's a lot to be proud of. And that's why I keep saying maybe we didn't grow up the same way. None of my family ever been to prison. My mother was a single parent, even though she was married to my father and he was a drug addict. My mother did not allow us to have any excuses. And I'm glad she taught me that as a lesson. You know what I mean? But I think we may want to look at how we see our people and how do we show up? How do we show up? There's balance, but you can't always be looking at how fucked up we are. Like we gotta stop doing that, you know. And here's the thing, but I know some kids who made it over in the public school system, but their biggest pet peeve is with other black people like yourself who see them
right.
in the negative light because somehow they survived.
Let me say this. I don't know the sister that you're,
I
you're,
don't
you're
I know
speaking
who
of.
she is,
I
but I'm
see I
just
see the
saying this
comments,
no.
and let me just bring a little different perspective to it. Is that,
Hey
you know,
Jay.
I seen Sister J. I seen our Haitian sister chimed in, but
Yeah. Like
but
Sister
let me
J
let me
Vaughn,
let
let me
me
just say before you get there real quick. I want to say this to Darlene. So Sister J Vaughn, when we had some issues with our kids, she did something very radical, Darlene. She opened up a school. She's not rich. She don't have a bunch of money, but it's something to talk about how bad a school system is, and you don't do anything to help. And these were not for her own children. Her own birth children. These were for other young people in the community that needed something. And I feel like, see, if you're going to talk about the system, tell me what you are doing to help us in that public school system that you're
right,
talking so badly about, but you have no option. It's like you're talking about a
right.
dirty glass and you have not put a clean glass up with some fresh water in it yet.
And that's
Sorry,
and that's
Mr. Derek. Go
and
ahead.
that, and that's the thing also too, Sister Rose, that I remember when we try to tell people to stop eating pork, but don't eat bacon. I'm just
Right.
gonna be honest. When you tell them to stop eating bacon, so when you tell them to stop eating bacon, well, what's the substitute? You got to
That's
have
real
something
talk.
as a substitute as opposed to just talking totally against something.
Yeah.
And for my sister, I don't know you, sister, and whatever, I don't know about a lot of the negativity that you might be typing in on some of the videos. And we want you to continue to come on the video. And, I don't want you to think that we just calling you out and stuff like that, because it could appear like that way, like, damn, they just called her out. But no, it's not like that. We just want you, again, we just, and that's just Sister Ro. You just gotta know Sister Ro. You've been following her, so you should know. But the thing about it is that we have to wake up every day and look at ourselves in the mirror and not
Yeah,
be all consumed by negativity. I mean, I was talking to
it
Sister
is
Ro a
deep.
little earlier today, talking about the show that we're about to do tonight. And one thing that I always tell everybody is that my day is always good. Now I might have
Yes,
some
you
bad
do.
throughout that day, but my day is good. Yes, somebody might have died that I know. Yes, somebody might be sick that I know. However, my day is good because I'm still here. I'm still here to do the best that I can to make a difference. And even if I was sick and hurting or
Real
whatever else,
talk.
or even dying on my deathbed, it's still a good day because I still have life. I still have breath in my lungs. I still have blood flowing through my veins. So I look at life that way. I don't look at life as if, you know what I'm saying, everything is negative. I used to do that. And when I looked at life as everything was negative, I became negative. And I don't want to
Mm.
do that. You know what I'm saying? So I choose now to look at things as if everything is okay for me personally. But that means that I can go out and help others. Yes, their life might be messed up, and these might be people that I love. Their life is messed up, but do your part. You know, when you do your part with your people and with people that you love, it gives you a sense of it basically it soothes your soul. It doesn't make you feel as if you haven't done anything. You know, when you become negative, sometimes you feel if you probably haven't done enough, or you know, there's more that you can do or you could do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that might be part of the option that you should do. Or you know, I don't know you, sister, again, and this goes for anybody. I'm not just picking on you. You know, I don't know you, but I love you. You know, because you my people. So and you follow Sister Rose. So you know, that's what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn how to not always be negative and look at something in a negative light, but we have to bring solutions also. You know, when you point something that's bad out, bring a solution to it.
That's
Or
all I'm
don't say
saying.
or don't say anything at all. Just be quiet
That's all
until
I'm
you
saying.
come with that solution, or you can help us get that solution, or you can add to the solution. But just to sit back and say, woe is me and be on a pity train,
Or
I
like, what
personally
about the
I'm like,
system? And I'm like, build your own system.
right.
Because that's my answer.
And
I
like
feel
Sister
like we have
Javon
enough
just
power to
said,
build our own stuff.
and like Sister Javon just said, separation. And that's the key. That's the only thing that we
Most of
have
us
not.
can't let go of white people because where we gonna get our
That's
food from,
true.
Daryle?
That's
That means
true.
we may have to
That's
be
true.
accountable in a way we ain't never know how to be accountable for in our life. That's when you understand how much of a slave you really are. When
Absolutely.
you really
Absolutely.
can't let go, and you'll be like the white man, the system, and the good. And then somebody says, "Well, good, get your own. I'm giving you all the tools. You can shop at the dollar store. You can write up a curriculum. Most of y'all graduates at all these universities. Like use your know-how. Hell, I
Right.
mean, you'll make a way out of any other way. So my thing is, if you're not really talking about that, then why are we even talking? You know,
Right.
it's kind of like in the real game, you can't even be a part of the game unless you got $10,000 to get in the game. You go to a real crap game, they ain't gonna let your broke ass in there. Well, y'all gonna have some specialties so I can get it. Dude, this is about real money over here. You gotta have some money to get in this door or pull some resources or get your friends together. And I'm gonna keep going back to Javon because I'm impressed that she started a school. She
Right.
didn't get up there and complain and beg these white people to treat our kids. But that's all about our own school. She went and got people who were good at their field. Sister Satu, the other sister that said they being taught by scientists. Like, I mean, this is black folks. And so for me, it's like she ain't got a bunch of money. But if our kids are that important, do something radical. Look at the sister
Absolutely.
in Chicago in the 1970s who started an academy because our kids weren't, she was a teacher, took her second floor, turned it into a school, and now there's a big academy today in Chicago. Even though all you hear about all the killing, that school is still producing children, young people who are in the world doing great things. And all I'm saying
Absolutely.
is, we gotta, if you're not talking about rolling up them sleeves and opening up a school and teaching our kids and then what are we talking about? I'm not a talker like that. I'm gonna do whatever I say I'm gonna do. I'm not
Right.
gonna talk about no jobs and don't offer a job. You know,
Right.
give away some of them
Or
trinkets. You know, sell your wigs, sell your shoes you don't need. You know, get that money together. No, I'm just gonna be because I think sometimes we have so much material wealth and you know, just BS that we can get rid of
right.
a lot of that stuff and we would have the money we need to open up a little tutoring service or a school or I don't know, take kids on trips on Saturdays and show them science and show them
You know, sister,
love. You know,
Sister, let me say this real quick.
get
And
it in there,
I know
Carol.
I know what a lot of our people suffer from, and what that is, we don't know what to do and how to do it.
I
That's just the
needed to hear
problem.
that.
We don't know what to do and how to do it. We can complain about all the stuff that we need to do and what is the problem, but we don't know how to fix it. We don't know how to do anything. We could talk about it all day till we blue in the face, but how do we fix it? That's the problem. What do we do to fix this issue? That's what we need to know. If we're not talking about how to fix it, then it don't really make any sense to point out the issues or the problems. We have to learn how to speak on how to fix it, and that's the only thing that I'm learning that at 40 years old. We need to talk about how to fix it, not how. I mean, not that there's a problem. We all know there's a problem. Shit, we born knowing that there's a problem. But how do we fix it? How do we fix this problem? What do we do to change the conditions? You know what I'm saying? Yes, if okay, opening up a school, that's one. Then okay, start doing that. Hey, get you 5 students and teach them in your house.
That's all I'm saying. Marva Collins is her name that started that school in Chicago. I'm sorry, her name was going to escape me. Marva Collins. I'm like, wow. So that's all
So
I'm saying.
sister,
I
so,
mean,
so sister Darlene, real quick, I see that you said you know how to advocate for children for public services. Again, you're going to the white man for service.
uh-oh.
Create your own. That's what we're trying to say. Do for self. Do your own thing. You ain't got to go to them to try to advocate. Advocate mean you begging. I'm sorry, I had to say that, but
Oh,
I'm
God,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
damn.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But that's
We
really
have to
what it
stop. We
means.
have to stop begging white folks for shit. We have to make our own way. We have to go get our own. I mean, it's just the way it is. Are we going to sit down and say because they didn't grow food this week or this month or whatever this year that we're going to starve? Hell no. I would advise us to go get it ourselves and do what we can do. If you know what to do, that's what I was trying to get at earlier. I wanted to say that if we are in these communities and we know we have services that we know about, then why don't we just share that with our people? Why do we have to act like, it reminds me of that movie Django Unchained when he was
Uh-huh.
riding through the plantation when his little European blue velvet looking fit on. You know what I'm saying? Like he just somebody, like he's high on the hog. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? We got to learn how to get in those trenches and help our people best that we can. I mean, those who want to be helped. Ain't nobody
I
saying
get that.
to be sitting around trying to help those who don't want to be helped. No. But those who
That's
want to
real
be
talk.
helped, give them the information. If you have it, give it to them. Share it with them. Put
I
it on
get
the damn flyer and pass it out around town. And this is where they need to go. This is what they need. If you got a drug addiction, this is where you need to go. If you
that's
need
real
help
talk.
with, if you need help with schooling, this is where you need to go. If you want to know about an alternative
Real
school or
talk.
whatever, this is where you need to go.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. But anyway, moving on, Sister Ro. We don't want to
Okay,
spend
we're
too
moving
much
on. I
time
just
on
want to
that.
say to Sister Oya, and I feel what you're saying. So here's the thing. If you have been following my videos, you'll see this has been a long time. So sometimes you have to come with the smackdown on people. So here's the thing. I know if I was a teeny little looking person, it probably wouldn't feel like fire. But I think sometimes when people keep persistently writing negative stuff, you have to let them know, like, I think I've been very patient. Last night on the broadcast, I didn't read any of her comments because all of them were negative. Every last one. I had 3 sisters on there talking about politics, and everything she wrote on there was negative. So tonight she's doing the same thing. And sometimes you have to say to people very firmly, no. And to me, patience enough is when I think sometimes in our community, we allow people just to do whatever they want to do. And then we get surprised when people, acknowledge them with some fire. But I feel like you have I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not into saving everybody. I don't come from that cloth. I'm a warrior. I'm a straight warrior to my heart. So my thing, I only will put up with stuff so long because here's the thing. If you're not with this, then switch over. I feel like I'm not into that. I feel like when I'm watching other groups, they don't do that either. They
But let
basically
me
like, this may not be the fight for you. You need to go over here and sit with the black people if that's what you want to do. I'm over here trying to make sure Latino kids or whatever they thing is. And I feel like sometimes that has nothing to do with patience. That has something to do with clarity. And sometimes when you're soft with people, they'll just keep pushing it instead of saying, well, let me just listen. Because if you go back and look at the video last night, you will see that. And to me, that's a problem.
and
And the
let me say
person
this.
knows me. She can
It's
like
not.
call me.
And let me say this: it's rooted in love. It's not rooted in
Yeah.
a sense of calling anyone. It's rooted in
And I
love,
hate
and that's really the
disclaimers though
key.
too.
That's the key element that you have to have anytime that
Real
you're
talk.
dealing with our people is
I
love. If you don't
love it.
have love,
And I'm with
you
you there.
can't
I
do it.
love, but I'm not ridiculous about it though. Like I learned a lot from my ancestors. I feel like
Right.
Harry Tubman, when Jamil talked about Harry Tubman hitting that cluck, cluck, because people like they tired now. It's like,
Right.
you gotta really, if I say something 3 or 4 times and the person don't respond, then stop adding stuff in there. Maybe that's not what they talking about. See, white people are really good at ignoring you. See, white people act like they don't see. They do this to us every day. You come sit in the room, they'll talk about you and won't acknowledge that you even in the room.
That's true.
Now tell me I ain't lying about that. They'll talk every
That's
day about
true.
what do we do with the black problem? Black people sitting right there.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
So
That's
I'm
true.
with you, sis. And Daryl's right. It is all rooted in love. It really is. So I just posted a video where I guess in like 65 countries, they are burning all of the Snicker bars. And because they said it has cancer causing
Oh
um,
man.
stuff in it, basically.
Which
I don't
country
even
is
know who
this?
still eats Snickers.
Which country is this?
This look like they're in the Middle East, but they are literally burning boxes. I'm serious. They stopped production of Snicker bars. Now y'all probably saying, what does Snickers bars got to do with black folks? A lot, because some people think you need that when you're hungry.
Right.
But
Or when
cancer
you
is really big in our community as well.
absolutely, and cancer is really, the cause of cancer is really because of the way that we eat and what we do. The only reason that I laugh because it was Snickers, and I usually often use that when people be acting different. I'm like, damn, you act like you need a Snickers because of that commercial when you're a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
off, but you're hungry. But that's absolutely right. A lot of what we eat is killing us, and we have to learn how to eat better. And stop eating so much processed food. That's part of the biggest problem that we have in the black community, because we suffer from damn near everything that you could think of in our communities, and a lot of it is attributed to what we put into our mouth. Again, there's another book by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called How to Eat to Live, book 1 and 2, and I would advise that we all go get that book and study it and learn it, because of the fact that it teaches us some of the good foods that we should eat, how to prepare it, and everything else. Um, and if you follow Dr. Sebi or whatever it may be, that's fine. Um, Dr. Sebi actually has stated that, that he followed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings in terms of how to eat to live before,
Mhm.
and that's actually documented. That's not just me saying that.
I get
And
that.
how he commended the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for speaking up and saying something. But we have to learn, and we have to move towards eating properly and stop eating all this junk food. I know black people were up in arms when they started attacks on junk food in San Francisco. I actually
Or the
personally was
sugar
for it.
tax
Right.
in
I was personally
Chicago.
for it because, I know a lot of us suffer from, a lot of the ailments, from cancer to diabetes, or what our elders call the sugar. Um, and many other ailments, asthma, which they have attributed to like certain food coloring and stuff like that, can actually um, cause asthma and create issues and problems. So we have to be very mindful of what we eat. A lot of times we let our taste buds kill us. And it's killing us because we want to, we want that taste. And an addiction, food addiction. I know plenty of people that are addicted to food. I ain't gonna say no names, but
Hey.
um, but um, yeah, I ain't like you, sister. I ain't calling nobody out, but no, I'm just playing. But anyway, um, we have to learn how to do away with that. And I commend whatever country that was, and I really wish that we could start doing that ourselves as black people in our communities, to stop supporting, Hershey's candies and whatever other candy manufacturers. Stop supporting, the grape sodas and the strawberry sodas, the Fantas, the Pepsis, the Cokes, and all of that. And start drinking more healthy, really water. Straight water. I think that that's what we really should move towards fully. Even though
Javon said I love food.
Mr. Javon, I wasn't trying to call you out, but you called yourself out, so all right.
Oh.
But that's what we need to do, and that's what I really feel. So I commend that country, whoever it was, burning them damn Snickers, and I think
Yeah,
that
they,
we
they
should
look
have
like
a.
they're in the Middle East because they're in the desert dumping it in and they just threw some gasoline on it and lit it up.
That's good.
Uh, Real quick, Morgan Freeman, Me Too.
Oh shit. Um, Sister Ro,
Anybody?
I know, and I know that we've talked, and that I've been actually accused of years ago of rape.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't do it. Um, However, I believe that I don't know if the man did it or not. Let me say that first.
They said
I don't
eight
know if
people came forward. Eight
that's
people.
fine. 150 million people could come forward. That still doesn't prove that he actually did it. That's just somebody accusing that man of doing something. Like I can accuse somebody of doing something, doesn't mean that they actually have done it. And especially when you're high up in the spotlight like that, there's going to be multiple people that will. I will say again, like I've actually mentioned many times, I've done security in my life, and I've been to some of these parties in Hollywood, and I've seen some of these, some of the things that have happened, these wild parties that they have, and it's drugs on the. It's just drugs on the table. It's like a buffet of drugs just sitting on tables and counters and stuff like that, and you know it becomes a thin line. If you get high and you offer somebody who's there at the party that they want to
So
take a
you mean
shot
to
at.
tell me if a woman is high, then it's just a free for all? You can just do it to her?
I didn't say that. What I'm saying
Oh,
is
okay.
that.
I'm trying to understand where you're going with this, Darryl.
So let
Don't
me
let
ask
me
you.
down.
Let me ask you this question. This is what I
Okay.
really want to ask,
What you
because I
got to
want
ask
people to
me?
really understand and don't think that I believe in the rape culture, because I don't, and I believe that women also contribute to rape culture. But let me say this: if you're high and both of y'all are high, how do you determine, or who determines what you can and what you cannot do?
Ooh, Darryl. So I
No, I'm
think when
asking
you're
that. I'm
high,
asking a serious
I don't
question.
know. I don't know. I just know if you high or drunk, whatever, usually the last thing on your mind is doing it to somebody, because you drunk out your damn mind, and
That's actually not true.
you can't even stand up. But I don't know.
Okay.
Let me just say this,
Okay.
Darryl.
So let me say this: in my drinking
Okay.
days, brother Daryle, yes, has drink. I used to get. Wait, what you saying? Me
Oh,
too, Sister
Javon said me
Javon.
too.
You used to stay out of this, Sister Javon. No, let me stay. But anyway, so in my drinking days, I will say I actually was raped. I was raped when I was drunk, and I blacked out. I don't remember anything that happened. So, and to be honest, and to be more honest, and I'm getting a little more personal with my personal self, but I
Oh,
don't
look
mind. I'm
at you.
open book. But when
Okay.
I do when I do drink, I do get a little bit more flirtatious and a little bit more um sexual, I guess, so to speak. So that's not always true, Sister Ro. Yes, you can drink alcohol and probably want to do some things.
Well, I'm not a drinker, so I couldn't tell you. But I just know the friends I've had who have been drunk, they can't do nothing. I'm
That's
just
that's
serious. Like,
called
all I could do is make
that's
them sit
called
their butt
blackout.
down.
That's called blackout drunk. That's blackout drunk.
Okay,
When
I
you have
just like,
blackout
and then
drunk like
some
I
people I
was,
know get drunk, they get mad, they want to fight. And then there's the
yeah,
crying drunk. These are drunks I've been around. They cry, they get all crying. So I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's for all women. The drunks I've been around. Usually
right.
you got to make them go have a seat. They start want to fight. Everything they do is mad. Like, damn, look, that. They get like, oh man, this person's drunk. I don't know why you so angry when you get drunk. I don't know what person that is. And then there's the crying drunk. They get to cry because they feel so good, and we all together, we love each other, and they crying. So those are drunks I've been around. I haven't necessarily been around people who've been drunk, so I take off their clothes. I've been around that person. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but I haven't. But I will say this, there. I don't know how we got to drinking from Morgan Freeman.
It was drugs. We were talking about drugs, but
Yeah, but
the
how did we
whole
get drugs from Morgan Freeman?
thing is that we were talking about being at parties, and I've been to some of
Nah,
these Hollywood
I
parties.
said, what do you think about Morgan Freeman? 8
I'm
women
trying
have
to
come forward to accuse him of being sexually inappropriate. And
I'm trying to
Javon
tell
said
you,
she's crying and fighting when she's drunk.
Sister J. Vaughn, you stop it. You stay out of
Oh,
this, Sister
shit.
J. Nah. So look, so this is what I was trying to get at. In Hollywood, there's certain things that they do. There's certain parties and stuff like that. And at these parties, there's alcohol, there's drugs, there's everything going on. So my point that I'm trying to get at is that
Okay.
I don't know if these allegations came from him trying to hook up with somebody that was at on the set. I don't know if it was a party that this happened at. So my whole point of saying that about the party is that there's wild parties that go on. And if that's what happened, like even with Bill Cosby, if this is what happened at a party, then at what level do we determine where somebody is high enough that can explain what they are? Yes, I can have sex. No, I cannot. How are they consensual when they're at a certain level of being high or drunk? That's what I'm trying to ask. And
Okay, so
I'm not saying that I promote that rape culture at all. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm asking a serious question that when you're at a certain level, how do you determine?
So that's kind of like the person doing what they boss said, because they have to feed their family and they just gonna do whatever it takes. So that person don't get to because I think when people have power, Darryl, it's a little different. And this is great.
Absolutely.
We're on two different sides of this. But I think when people have power, folks do find themselves doing things that they know is not appropriate or healthy, but you think you have to do that. It's like kind of like being with mean girls. You can't be all happy and want to hang out with some other girls that are mean unless you're willing to be mean yourself. So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, I do think that there is a culture that doesn't necessarily always have a lot of respect for women. And then I watch a lot of
Absolutely.
women who wear suits and try to look like men who will go over the top and do everything that men do. I'm not
Absolutely.
saying it makes it right or wrong. I'm just saying I think the power play. I don't even know it's even about the rape culture. I think there's something that when men are in power, sometimes is not good for women because
Right.
men
And
sometimes abuse power. Not all men, but some men
absolutely.
abuse their
Absolutely.
power.
But
That's
see,
what I
my
look
thing
at as
is,
abuse of power.
but see,
Um,
my thing with that is this. That's good, and I understand that fully. However, we can't say that every time somebody makes an accusation that that's exactly what it is.
well, you
That to
can't
me.
say that. I could. I believe the victim until I know otherwise. But that's how I roll.
Okay.
You know, I roll like that as a man because you've been in that situation where you were accused and everything else. I can see how you would be like, that ain't always good because what if this person is lying? Like the football player who girlfriend admit that she lied. I didn't know her, so I didn't know nothing about her story. But then she admitted that she lied, and that was very big of her because usually people will lie, they're gonna take her to the grave. They're not even gonna
True.
try to even like let me come out and let them know that this brother didn't do this. I done lied on this man. Like I think the thing with
Absolutely.
Tupac, I think the woman lied. I think the woman with Mike Tyson lied. I do believe that. I don't care what nobody say. I don't know
So
how nobody gonna rape
how is
you
that
and eat
different?
you out while you're on your period. I don't know no shit like that. But that's
How
just
how is that different?
I think it's very different because here is for me with Mike Tyson, just some of the stuff the woman said. He sent the car for her. You didn't have to go. Shit. Where else you gonna do in a man's place that late at night? And he had this reputation, and he groped people all day. You know what I'm saying? And so that to me felt a little different. Now I don't know if he raped her. He did. He did. He went 3 years in prison for it. I don't know. But I also know a lot of people. There's sometimes I'm not going to ever put myself in certain positions that to be a victim of that. And I think sometimes that is not victim shaming. That's be safe. That's be safe. That's like me walking through a landmine and then when my ass get blew up, I'm gonna be like, why y'all put this here? It is a landmine, fool. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be
Well,
out here in the first place. So
Sister
that's
Ro,
what I'm saying about Mike
if
Tyson.
if you get blew up in a landmine, you ain't gonna say none of that because you ain't gonna be here no
No,
more.
but I'm just saying, but like say if I survived and maybe it blew my toe off or something. But I'm just
but
saying, but we'll do
I
that.
just think this is what I feel about that whole situation. I didn't believe that Tupac did it. I didn't believe that Mike Tyson did it. I don't believe that Morgan Freeman did it. I want
I don't know
proof.
about Morgan. I don't know about Morgan. Because
I want
old
proof.
black men, old men like that,
I
you
still
never know
need
what
proof.
they be doing.
I still need
I
proof.
mean, he married his niece or something, or is he somebody? I don't know. I don't put nothing past people. I mean,
Right.
I think Harvey Weinstein did it. I think Morgan Freeman probably did something too until I hear otherwise. I just know when people start coming forward like that, it's like,
Well, I pray this,
I
Sister
don't
Rose.
know. It's not like they all sit on the phone together like, let's do this together. I think
I
people
pray
have
I never
experiences
get,
with folks.
I pray I never get fame and popularity and
I
a
hope
whole
you
lot of
be
money.
very famous, Daryle. And
I
I
don't
hope
want to
that
be,
a whole
because
bunch of women go
if I do
say,
and something like this comes out
Daryle,
about me, you're gonna be like, yeah, that nigga did it.
I'll be like, I know Daryle. And
No,
so
you're gonna be
we
like,
have
that
to
nigga
make
did
sure
it. He
we
did
have
it,
to
damn
hear
it.
from Daryle. I haven't heard from Morgan Freeman yet. So I haven't heard him acknowledge anything. Bill Cosby said he did it. Okay, let's just be honest. Bill Cosby been talking about drugging women in his comedy forever, but y'all conveniently forgot that part because y'all want to believe
No,
that Huxtable wouldn't do something like that he got
right,
clear.
right.
I'm saying Morgan Freeman, I don't know, the man played God. I don't know. In the movies, he's great. I remember him way back in the day in Hollow Images or whatever. I don't know. People get old and they start doing other stuff. I don't know. R.
Sister
Kelly.
J,
Hey, what's your
right,
defense for R.
right,
Kelly? We know he married Aaliyah when she was a baby. So, I mean, I'm just
right,
saying. I
right.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know Morgan Freeman like that. I mean, it's not going to make me stop watching his movies unless I hear something else. I don't know. I just
So
heard how Bill Cosby, how badly he talked about black women, so I couldn't defend him if I wanted to. Okay, NFL. NFL. Your people's 80% of the NFL is black.
Negroes
Masters
police.
say, the owners say that they cannot kneel or they're going to be fined. What's up with that? What these brothers going to do? Because it
I
ain't
had,
right.
I had to take in a deep breath on that.
Okay.
I don't know what them Negroes is gonna do, but I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue not to watch that shit.
I never watched it in the first place.
So I mean, I just think that with the NFL, even though the penalty that's supposed to come down, I heard today that the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants
Giants.
are going to allow their players to do whatever they feel like they need to do and suffer the It's only a 15-yard penalty, from my understanding, if they kneel, that the team will suffer, whichever team kneels. I mean, the best way to do that, if you watch football, shit, just take both sides, one person take a knee, and they offset each other. You got 15 and 15 on each side, so it offsets. So now you have 0. But it just becomes it becomes a bit much, and the cold part about it is if we started our own football league, but I understand that Pharaoh's money looks better than anyone else's money. So, you know, they not gonna be pumped up to do that. I mean, we have enough billionaires that are black that could actually start their own league and have a few teams and could pay some of these players, you know, to be who they are. And it reminds me also too today, I don't know if you heard about it, but Boyce Watkins actually released something similar to Facebook. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh no, what is it?
I have to get that information to you all later, but I actually
Please, so I
saw it.
can make sure I support and get on that.
Right. I actually went on it for a minute and saw it. I didn't sign up yet, but I will be signing up. He gives us a platform for us to be what we want to be
Talk
in with
about
each
that.
other. And the only reason that I brought that up is because we have to learn how to do for self.
Real
Again,
talk.
we're too busy wanting to be um, with white folks, and they prove to us every day that they don't give a damn about us. I mean, I feel like the whole league should stand up at this point and say, okay, well, if we can't kneel, then we not gonna play no more. We gonna have a straight. We gonna boycott. We ain't playing no more. We ain't suiting up. Imagine if all the black players did that.
Imagine if
Imagine.
all the black players who were black were proud to be black.
Well, that too. However, that might not be um a realistic goal, so to speak. But what if they all decided to take a stand and say, "Hey, we gonna all kneel, or we just ain't gonna come out on the field and play at all."
Right
The
on.
NFL would go under. It would lose totally. So we have to realize that sometimes we don't understand that the power is really in our hands. That's part of the issue. We don't understand that. We have to understand at some point and realize that the power is within our hands, right? We're
We
chained
have
by the
been hit
mind.
in the head. We have been
Right,
hit in the head that has rendered us dead.
right.
You
Hide
know
in the
what I'm
bit.
saying? I
Right,
think I'm
right,
always constantly reminded of that.
right, right.
You
So
know?
I mean, so the whole situation with the NFL is all BS as far as I'm concerned. And I feel like, Negroes is gonna go out there because the NFL is the um
Equal opportunity employer? No, I'm just kidding.
except when you black, real black. Nah, but it's like that pot of gold that, these children aspire to, the NFL, the NBA, all of these teams and all these um associations or whatever, this is what they want to be a part of. From a young age, they're bred that way. I know children that are mothers who actually raise their children to be nothing but NFL stars and basketball stars. And I'm just
That's
looking at them
true.
like you're setting that child up for failure, because that might be cool and that might be something that child may be able to get in to do. But how many people are drafted every year?
That's so
out
true.
of out of how many thousands? And I'm not saying that, we should never look at the greatness in ourselves. We should always, aspire to be great ourselves or whatever.
I
But
agree.
shit, it's only, I think, like 100 people get drafted a year out of tens of thousands of people. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to
I'm gonna do
basically
it in a
be.
minute. I'm gonna do it in a minute. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. You basically have to be, the best player in the entire country to get
To get in
drafted.
there. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that the parents need to learn how to teach these children that they need to learn how to be doctors and lawyers and do something that's going to help the people. And then if you get into the NFL, great. There's a couple players who actually,
Yeah.
have that schooling and a career that they can fall back on once they leave the
So
NFL. Because
true.
a career in the NFL, you see all these quarterbacks and stuff like that, and some of the running backs and stuff, and some of the wide receivers. But the average NFL career, I believe, is only 4 years. So what in the
Well,
hell are you gonna do? Average NFL career is 4 years. Now, like I said, you have quarterbacks and others that they have longevity. They can be in there 15 years, but you don't have the whole entire NFL. Have you ever seen a team have a player on there for 15 years, like the whole squad? No, they get new people in. So the average career is only 4 years. So if you only have 4 years of a career, what in the hell are you gonna do after football? And even for some of these ones who have gotten multi-millions of dollars. Your lifestyle is going to change now. And you didn't invest, unfortunately, properly because you were a dummy. And I hate to use that phrase, but you didn't come into the NFL with any smarts to know how to invest. You didn't get with the right people. And sometimes they even keep you from them people. I mean, I know people that are in certain professional sports and stuff like that, and they can't even donate to whatever they want to donate their money to.
So
You're
true.
basically a slave. You can't even, they try to keep family away from you. This is not something that I'm assuming. This is what I know. They keep family away from you. You know what I'm saying? So, when you have that element, you're nothing but a slave. You know what I'm saying? Take them millions of dollars, invest it properly, and do things right. I mean, I have a brother that I work with out of Philadelphia, who has a company. His son started a company called ND1 Promotions, and they actually taking these young brothers and becoming their managers, to where they're helping them, not agents, but managers, and helping them with, financial decisions and whatnot, of course, for a few dollars, but, they're teaching them, buy a home, do this, do that,
That's real
as
talk.
opposed to just run out here and, buy 15 Bentleys and buy a house out in Miami Beach, but you can't afford all of that. So why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, yes, they are men, but they are very young men. When they go into the NFL, these are young men. I mean, I'm talking like 20, 21. They're young men. They mind and understanding has not developed because all that they know is football. They only know to go out there, catch a ball, throw a ball, block somebody or whatever it may be, or hit somebody. They didn't learn how these other aspects. So, there's so much that I could really go on and on and on about the NFL and really professional sports in general. But, you know, we have to stop making it seem as if that's heaven. Oh, you got to get to the NFL. Just because you see a fat paycheck that's associated with going to the NFL, your child might not make it. Then what? They pass by with C's just to get through, and then they got a scholarship with C's, and they ain't even, put their mind to what they're about to go into in terms of getting a career when they get out of when they retire. Or what happens if they get hurt? Then
That's
what?
real talk. That's
You
real
get
talk.
hurt, it's a wrap for you. You sitting on the side. I mean, that's it. It's over with. Your career's done.
So they were showing that white baseball players kneeled in the 1950s to protest black lynching back in the
Mm.
50s.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, we ain't got
I
no
heard about
black players kneeling now in
no,
baseball.
no.
So Daryle, okay, this is my question to y'all too that's watching. Is there any value on black male life at all?
You asking me? You asking everybody else?
I'm asking you first. I mean, you're going to answer first, and then whoever going to write. But really, is there any value on it? Like, if you're not playing any sport, because Javon said we entertain too much. That's what's my problem with the Royal Wedding. We came out and celebrated like it was a jubilee for Massa, and they gave a good message. But um, like if we're not entertaining or doing sports or babysitting, your son or teaching him some stuff, what value is the black man
So
in
let me
this
say this.
society?
Hell yeah, we have value, and the value is they taking our damn organs.
All
So
right now.
so that's part of the value. But other than that, no, they don't give a damn about us.
Talk
Like
about these
Michael
organs. What are you talking about in the organs?
like
What?
Michael Jackson said, they really don't care about us. The organs, the organ harvesting. They taking our hearts, our livers, and a lot of the kidnappings and missing children, missing people, missing women, missing men, around the country. I believe that it has something to do with some organ harvesting. I don't believe that you have all these tens of thousands of black people that are just missing um, for no reason, And who's to say that they're not dumping them into with the alligators? Hell, you'll never find the body, you know? So chopping them up, I don't know, whatever the hell they may be doing with them. But, I believe that that's part of it as well. So, we do have value, of course, but in terms of um, being treated as a human, no, 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 I don't see that.
Mm, wow. Um. Hmm. Well, Daryle, do you think when you look around the country, how do you think black people are doing? Some of us are doing overall. Black men
What
in
do,
particular.
what do you mean?
How do
How are
you
we
think we're
doing?
doing? Do you think that, like, I think sometimes it's like one time they tried to say that black men tend to marry white women more than black women, but that was a lie. Far more black men do marry black women. But it's kind of like
Absolutely.
there's a lot of misconceptions that people tend to want to tell us about black men, but we know that's not true.
You
Or
know
I
what
would say if the black man you're surrounded by, it may be true for you, but
you
for a
know
lot
what
of
I'm gonna
others,
say,
that's
Sister
not true.
Ro? I'm gonna say on that, Sister Ro, I think that a lot of them damn statistics is bullshit. And I feel like, for us to sit down and always look at what somebody else researched. I remember a few years ago they were doing some polling on CNN or something like that, and they were saying that, well, we polled, black men, and they said that they felt this way and they felt that way. And I was like, well, shit, who the hell did they poll? You know what I'm saying? Who are they asking these questions to? I mean, you have to
Mm.
really understand that when you read statistics and polls and stuff like that, they might not be fully accurate because they might only ask 15 people. So 15 people, hell, 7.5% of that 15 means 50%. So, it just gets to be a point when you see some of these polls and stuff like that, you got to really research. And some people really go too hard with those polls. I usually try to tend to speak on what I actually know myself and what I've seen in my own reality, in my own community, and the people that I know. I don't really try to deal with so much on what a poll said or what a statistic said, or whatever. We know that black people in general, I try to not split us up, but black people in general, we suffering like hell. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I don't give a damn where we are, no matter where we are in this entire country. You know what I'm
What do
saying?
you mean
Throughout the
by
country.
that, though? What do you mean by that,
We
Daryl?
suffering. We not winning at all. I mean, we suffering from gentrification. We suffering from lack of jobs. We suffering from the lack of good health. I mean, hell, the list continues to go on and on. We just suffering. We're suffering people. We have to figure out how to stop the suffering. That's the problem. We haven't figured out how to stop this. Well, some of us have figured it out, but you know, everybody don't want to get on that train or whatever it may be. So, that's part of the issue that I see. You know what I'm saying? We need to learn and figure out how really to change our condition because we keep asking white folk to change our condition. They're not finna change a damn thing. They profiting from our condition. So, just like how you talked about the Snicker burning, they profit from that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't give a damn how much cancer they catch. Shit, we'll catch them all on the back end. Oh, they caught cancer from eating our Snickers? Cool. We got them both ways. We got them eating the Snickers, so we created the cancer. We made money off of you buying the Snickers. Now we're going to get your ass from all this drugs and medication because you trying to figure out a way to stay alive and kill the cancer. The chemos and, the cancer drugs and all that type of stuff. So, it's all a big game. And until we figure it out, we're going to continue to be played.
Well, Sister Oya said, great question. I would say value based on what system of criteria, racist Western societies devaluing the lives of black men and women alike, the nature of capitalism. Right on this, sis. Right on. Steve said real talk. So in another news, y'all, and this up, so I'm jumping back and forth. So number 45 has pardoned Jack Johnson, the
Right.
heavyweight boxing champion. Should should that be celebrated as a win?
It takes,
Ah,
earlier I was watching this comedian. I follow this guy on Instagram. His name is LeVar Walker, I think it is. And he did a little skit on that. And he was just like, you know, 72 years after this man has been dead. And you
oh,
want to talk about giving this man some kind of damn, pardon? Like, I mean, he's dead. Then he, then the brother, the comedian was like, well, shit, we're going to start pardoning all the slaves now? Next? Is that next? It's like, what is the purpose? Like, why don't you pardon some people that's in jail right now or people that's fighting for, if they freedom as we speaking right now, that's living and breathing? I mean, that's cool, but what was the purpose? It ain't even Black History Month and he did that. What was the purpose?
I don't know. That's ooh, I
One
don't
thing
know.
I
I
do
was
want to
just kind of
speak on
like,
with
this is a joke.
45,
I
and
thought it was a joke. I really did. I didn't know it was real.
yeah, it was real. One thing I do want to speak on with 45 today is she almost got me to get to cussing, but apparently he was supposed to meet with North Korea's president, or I don't think he's president, but the ruler of North Korea, as they call him, and he
Uh-huh.
backed out of it. He backed out of it today. So I don't know if some kind of pressure. I don't know what they got planned, what they got up their sleeve, but things like that, when it happens, it always makes me look and say, what's going on? What's about to happen? You know, war is probably on the horizon. And we know that war probably will take place. It's already going on in Syria, and probably start taking place in Iran and whatever. But you know, it always makes me look at things a little differently. He was up to meet with the man. Now he's all of a sudden backed out and say he don't want to meet with the man because apparently Kim Jong Un said something that was disrespectful, or he took it disrespectfully. So, but I always feel like this is the rope. Get them to get all the leaders in the damn ring together and let them duke it out. Whoever wins, that's who wins. Shit.
Hmm. Ooh, that's a big one. I just thought that was like a distraction.
I
Sometimes
mean,
people just
you,
throw stuff in there just to distract us sometimes.
you know what, 45, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Sister Rowe. 45, he is the distraction. Anytime that man tweets or something like that, just believe there's something going on in the background because he's trying to distract you. That's just what it is. I don't get distracted by his foolishness. I don't even give a damn. I don't even follow Trump. Only time I really hear anything about Trump is when somebody say something on a show like this, or I'm watching something live. And it's like, oh, Trump did something. Oh, okay. But it don't really bother me too much. I hear little things and I just be like, okay, that's just Trump being Trump. Let's move on. What are we gonna do for ourselves?
That's real talk. That's real talk. So, Daryl, as we get down to the wrap up of our last 10 minutes, anything you want to talk about in your throwback week?
Hell, what
Anything you
happened this
seen that we
weekend?
didn't cover?
I mean, hell, we kind of covered everything. We even went back a couple weeks and covered some stuff.
Uh,
um, it's that's pretty much it. Let's see what anybody in the audience or those who are watching, what they see, or what have you all noticed in the last week that y'all would like for us to talk about, or that you would like to talk about? Chime in down on the comments.
all right, all right. I also want to, while we're doing that, agree. Thank you, Owa. Oh yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's definitely. I've been loving all of the posts I've been seeing about black men with their children. I've seen some really cool person. Welcome back, Tracy from Jamaica, girl. Yeah. But I've been loving all of those posts and seeing so many fathers with their children. I think that should be just as normal as when you see mothers with their daughters. I think we
Absolutely.
have to fight that image machine with our own images. And so I also think that feeds into how you feel, how you feel about yourself, how you treat other people.
Right.
That's the purpose of making your God white, to be honest with you. So when you see other people, you think that they must have that on their side and you have nothing. So
Right. And Sister
I
Ro,
love
I know for some of us, they probably, me personally, we shouldn't bite too much into being recognized. You know what I'm saying? Just for me, I feel like if we have a social media, then promote that. But I don't think that I should. I don't care if it's on Channel 2 News or Channel 7 or whatever news agency is out there that they promote it. I'm not looking for the promotion. I'm looking for our own promotion. We need to promote our own. Like how you have all these people that promote them fight videos and all that bullshit when
I
we at our
agree.
worst. Then we should start promoting our own, success and black love and everything else. We should promote that. We should always talk about that. We should always put it out there. Like how earlier in the show you were talking about how all the black graduates, and that this is the highest in
Right.
history of black graduates. That's something that we
Yeah.
have to put out there, and we have to
Graduation
push.
ceremonies.
Ceremony, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We
I'm
have
starting
to
to
push that.
understand the
We have to
ceremonies.
push that. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we can't wait for CNN or whatever else to report it. To hell with CNN. I don't even watch that bullshit no more. Let us promote it. Let us figure out a way to get what we want out there, whether it's through
I agree.
Facebook, whether it's through text messaging. I don't give a damn what it's through. Do it through something and get it out there. You know what I'm saying? Just how, like, we always, in the last couple of weeks we've been talking about Sister Javon and the great things that she does. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's
Yep.
supposed to be. We have to promote each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's a
Oh,
problem. Even a few months ago, I went on a thing where I started promoting a lot of the black businesses that own companies and stuff like that, where I post up a picture and I promote and tell everybody go support. We got to do that.
It's
We
real
can't
talk.
always sit back and just be like, you know, we don't support each other. I'm sorry. We support white folk way before. I see more people promoting white businesses because they feel like they there. Oh, I'm at such and such, and they show a picture and they got the, whatever it is, the item in their hand and they showing it like they Vanna White. The hell with all of that.
Wait, with the
Promote
cop behind him like this.
promote
Ooh,
that for
I think
black
it was
folk. You
funny.
know what I'm saying?
I
Promote
agree.
black stuff. Every time, nobody can ever say that I've been on a video, except maybe with one time, where I don't have a black something that was made by a black person. This shirt that I have on was made in Tanzania, by a black sister out there, one of our sisters out there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we should promote. And the same thing, I'm sure, with your hairdress, Sister Row, and your fit.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I got another cute outfit just made by this brother. Oh my God, in Fairfield. Javon, when you see this outfit, oh my goodness.
Wait a
It's
minute.
green
Wait a
and
minute.
white.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, who's the brother?
Yeah,
Promote
he's
him.
a
Get him
tailor.
out
He
there.
lives in Fairfield. I was introduced to him. And man, this outfit, men always make such good clothes. Not saying women don't, but they just I love this outfit.
I mean, we the ones
I
that
may wear it on
we look
Saturday,
at we
huh?
look at our women. We know what looks nice, and we know.
I'm excited. I'm just kidding. But so and a wrap up, Daryle, how can we show black love?
What do you mean by show? What is your definition of
What can
showing?
we do to show our black love? And not just in coupling, but just black. To me, black love is like how we treat each other.
Right. What's
You
up,
know what I'm
cousin? I
saying?
see you.
How
I
can we
see
show
you.
that?
What's up, cuz? I see you, D minor. What's happening, my brother? Um, um, Again, it goes back to what I said earlier, Sister Rowe. We have to start showing those images of black people, like, even, black weddings, and it's not always based off of love, husband for wife. It could be love off of brother and sister.
Right.
Like
That's what I
I
mean.
love Sister Rowe. I love my sisters. I love my brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's really the show of black love. Like how I said, promote the brothers and his business. That's black love. We loving each other. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do, because really and truthfully, in my understanding of how I feel about black love, it also is wrapped into, you know what I'm saying, doing for each other or doing for others what you would want them to do for you. If I had a business, I would
Mm,
want somebody to promote my business. I would want somebody to promote me. I would want somebody to help me. You know what I'm saying? Um, but then also, like I said, let's promote it on social media. Let's promote it where if somebody contacts us and we automatically tell them, oh, go see this person. Oh, go see that person. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the sisters that's online right now, Tiffany. She has a hygiene company called Brown Sugar Honey. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Those type of things. Where she has deodorant. And I'll be honest with you, because when she first started, I was kind of like the guinea pig, and I don't deal with that deodorant stuff too much. You got to really sell me on deodorant. I'm just gonna keep it 100. And nothing against our brothers from Asia, the Indian brothers, but I ain't trying to walk around smelling like that. I'm sorry. I gotta have my underarm, kind of on point.
I
And
had your
I was a
pores
little,
clogged up. Go ahead, brother.
right. I was a little skeptical at first, but I tried it, and the sister's product is good. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? She has a good product, and it's um, it keeps you fresh. You can say that you're sure all day. You know what I'm saying? So, these are the things that we have to do and we have to promote, and that's black love to me. And sharing,
mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Real
And
talk.
also looking out for each other's children. We are the village. That's love. We have to be that village. Like how it's yourself, Sister Rowe, and how, you're in Sacramento and in Marin and other parts of the Bay Area, and you're helping the children. You're helping the future.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, we already talked about you, Sister Javon, so we ain't gonna say it no more.
Yeah.
We talked
But
about you
Sister
for
Javon gave some good things. She said check in on each other, have each other's back. That's
absolutely. That's
definitely some
exactly
ways.
absolutely, because of the fact that a lot of times we don't look out for each other. We don't check on each other, like you said. We everyone goes through something every day. Like I said, I
That's
always
real
try to tell
talk.
people I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? But there's others who may not be all right. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with checking in. Hey, how you doing? I ain't heard from you in a little while. You all right? That's
Real talk.
love. I mean a real genuine love. You know what I'm saying?
That's so
I
true.
mean, I know brother the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son went on a tour, brother Rasul, and it was called the Ministry of Love, is what he's a part of. And he went around the country trying to help us learn how to love each other and not hate each other. That's a problem. We have that issue as black people. We love to hate each other. It's always a problem. It's all, we always got an issue with one another. You know,
That's
I
real
would say
talk.
let's stop promoting the bull and let's start promoting the love. You know.
Mm,
Now there
that's
are
real
some, Sister
talk.
Ro, we know because you are a warrior and you're gonna have to check some folks. But we understand that. But we gotta
I'm gonna
we
do it
gotta
with
make
love.
we gotta
Old
make sure
people
that the
used to say, old people used to say, I can love you and kick your butt at the same time. I believe that.
absolutely,
Because I don't want you to
absolutely.
love me and then watch me fall into a pit of snakes. Like, you know, I'm okay with
Watch you
that.
fall. What you mean, watch you fall? You mean push you into a pit of snakes? Our people credit, they don't get down. They push you into some damn snakes. But
Yeah, I may be mad a little bit, but I'm gonna be like, thank you. With my
right,
attitude, thank you. I had
right.
a girl today in class, little chocolate sister in my class. She's like my sixth and fifth graders. And she was saying how ugly this little boy was, but the first thing she said about it was how dark he was. And she was dark. And I said, why would you say that? I said, do you know to some people they probably feel the same way about you?
Mm,
Her whole face dropped. I said, don't
mm,
say that. Tell me what he did that was ugly, but don't say that, little sister. I don't. But I said it to her in a real calm and soft way.
right.
Because I'm like that with kids. But I was like, that don't sound nice. But I know she heard us say that. That ain't
Right.
something she came up with on her own. But I was like, that's not nice. Just say if he get on your nerves, I think the little boy like her, to be honest with
Mm,
you, because he bugging her.
mm,
But I was like, don't call him that. You
right.
know, like that's your
Right.
brother. So,
That's right.
but she was
But
like, but he's
that's
all black, ugly self.
but see, Sister Ro, that's what I'm saying. These are the things that we have to realize is that, you know, I've always said this all my life. I used to want to be a teacher. But
You
they
can
didn't
still
make
be a
enough.
teacher. We need more teachers.
I know they just don't make enough money for me. I'm sorry, Sister Ro, but especially in San
That's the
Francisco.
sacrifice, though. That's the
No, 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 no,
sacrifice,
no, no,
my
no,
brother.
no, no. It's not about sacrifice. It's about being able to live. Teachers in San Francisco, shit, you damn near gonna be living under the freeway at one of them 10 cities.
No,
That's
that's
how
what I
bad it is.
heard.
I'm just telling you. I'm just
Oh.
saying. I'm just saying. You might have to live in a cooperative or a co-op or something with being a teacher in San Francisco because it's not enough money, Sister Ro. It's not. I'm just keeping it real. And that was the real reason why I didn't, was because of the fact that it wasn't enough
See, but
even
if
to
you get
pay.
married, brother Daryl, you would have more income, and then y'all can live in the studio. I'm sorry, I had to say that.
Did you just say a damn studio?
Yeah, no, you know about how much money y'all don't make. I was just being silly. Like, if you get married, then you'll have two incomes, and then y'all could go from the co-op to a
Well,
studio.
Sister Ro, let me say it. Let me make sure I'm very clear and very plain, okay? On the show tonight, damn it. It ain't that I don't want to be married. I just ain't found what I want, and I don't give a damn. I know Sister Javon gonna be like, cause you're too damn picky. But damn it, I don't.
Javon, I'm gonna need you to chime in. Brother Daryl, we're gonna have to go on a search, like Star Search. It's gonna be Daryl's wife search. You have to tell
Oh
us.
no! Come,
No, you
stop!
need to
Y'all
go
stop
dating
that!
in the dark. You need to go on the show Dating in the Dark. Did you ever see that show?
I
You
never
gotta see the
have.
show.
But
You
just the
gotta see
thought
the
of that
show.
is just like it's past me.
But I think if you go dating in the dark, then you can get to know the person like truly they aura. You get to really find out who this woman is. And then if you get to the light and then she happened not to be black, you already will be okay. Because you can say, I've truly seen her heart.
Wait a minute! Did you just speak blasphemy on the show?
you
Did you just say
I
she
got
ain't
mess
black?
with you, Sarah.
Did you just say she not black and I get to the soul? What are you
No,
talking
just
about?
not messing with you, Sarah. So you caught on. But no, I'm just saying. So by the time you really get to know her, then you won't even, the other stuff would just be a plus. But I think you need to do something where you don't, like, y'all shouldn't see each other for like the first 30 days. It should
Damn.
only be pitch black.
Okay. But see, that would be very disrespectful. You get to know somebody, then you see her, you be like,
What's wrong with that? You would then can say, I really, because people like to talk about love is blind, which they lying their ass off. It's only blind when you
Absolutely.
don't get to see the person and you get to really know
Absolutely.
their heart. But if you're looking at somebody and then, then you start lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, well, her breath stink, but she cute. Like, like you'll start compromising. Like, we could fix her breath. Like, but then when
But
you
see, we got
date
to fix for
somebody
that
without
though.
seeing them, you get to see the true them.
But see, we got to fix for that. We got to fix. We're gonna send them to Sister Javon, because Sister Javon, she got the clinic and they got the dental office up in there. So we send them over there
Wait,
for halitosis.
wait a minute. Javon said you
I
have
don't even repeat
diarrhea.
that. Don't repeat that.
Is that true, Daryl? Because I don't see you like that.
She always
We
sound
gotta
rigid.
find the female version of Daryl.
She always sound rigid. She always say that. She
Why?
always
What,
sound
what would
rigid.
make her say that? What would make her say that?
Because she don't know her brother. That's what it is. That's the problem. She
Daryl, give me
don't know
5
me.
things you think a woman has to have. 5 things.
Sister Ro, this is not the Daryl's dating show.
No, but Daryl, that sounds good. The Daryl dating show. You
Oh,
need to be on the
damn.
Bachelor. We
Stop
need
it.
to do the Daryl Bachelor show where
Stop
Daryl
it.
gets the day. Can we do this this
Stop.
weekend? And we could do a Friday to a Sunday. You could definitely find a wife between Friday and Sunday. Like at
Listen, I'm
least
gonna be
10
like,
dates.
listen,
And then
I'm
every
about
weekend they have to come back.
listen, I'm gonna do you like Big Red from Five Heartbeats. My business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
I love
Now
that.
repeat
I love
after
the 5
me.
heartbeats. 9 to 5.
9
Okay,
to
so
5.
Daryl, I'm just putting that out there because I think a brother like yourself in the Yay area, you're intelligent, you're awesome. The right woman is out there. So she would have to be a Muslim, right?
I never said that, but
Okay.
I
I'm
would
just
prefer
asking.
that she at least came. She's been in the mosque, been around the mosque, understands,
Okay.
reads the books, all of that. But
I'm trying to get the Carfax. You know how to hit the Carfax and
y'all
then
see I'm over here. Y'all got me in a hot seat. I'm over here sweating and stuff, sweating like a
You know I gotta mess with you, Daryl. You're
man.
not alone.
Damn.
You are not alone.
You and my cousin Jennifer, she keep doing. I know that I keep bringing my sister, my cousin, excuse me, my cousin. Again, Sister Ro, I know a lot of people talk about that, the ancestry, but I found my cousin and she actually contacted you and we actually contacted through that.
Yeah.
And she always says that too. She says those things to me about, oh, we got to find you a wife, and and it's not the fact, Sister Ro, it's just certain things that I see that throw me off. That's what it
That's
is.
why we're gonna do it in the dark.
It's not even about it's not about that. It's not so much about the vision, because I have what I have what I want. And Sister Javon knows, because her and Brother Robert talked about this before. But it more or less boils down to like loyalty, trust, and love. I have an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of unloyal women that I've known in my life, whether I've either dealt with them or didn't deal with them, that I've seen that kind of has affected me, so to speak. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
there's
and I'm not
something.
scared to speak on that.
But there's something that you're not telling though, Daryl. There
What
is
am I not
something,
telling?
I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna get psychic on you right now,
No, get psychic. Come on, Miss Cleo.
but I feel like I feel like Daryl, that
Wasn't
as you
Cleo
get
from Haiti?
older,
Wasn't Cleo from Haiti?
no, she's from Florida. She act like she was from there. She's not really. She just, what
Oh.
was the word? Call me now.
Call me now. Yes.
She really was not from there. She was really from Miami before she was an actress. But anyway, because but Daryl, no, I really feel like there is something, because as you get older, it's going to get harder.
Absolutely.
It's you know what I mean. It's like trying to
It's
work
already at
out.
that. I'm
You
40
know,
and it's at that point right now. I'm at
right?
that
And
point.
so maybe you need a woman half your age plus 7. So maybe we need to look at maybe somebody 28 or so, or something like that, like in the 20s, or someone
So
that
how
you can
about this?
kind of
Because we
train,
gonna
huh?
how about this? Because we're gonna get off of me. So look, this is what we're gonna do.
Well,
This is what we finna
time
do.
is up. It's 9:06.
That's fine. So we're gonna get off of me, okay? So what we gonna do? I'm gonna send you, and I'm gonna send Sister Javon some of the things that I like,
Okay.
and then whatever y'all find for Brother Darryl, then I'm gonna see what that's about. Okay?
I got the perfect idea. We
No.
can use blue jean We could have Javon. Listen to me. We could use Blue Jean. We could find 6 women and have all of them on it like the Brady Bunch, and then you could ask your questions and they could answer it. Kind of like the dating game, but on Facebook style.
But it's gonna
Just
be
and
private,
that would
right?
be a good conversation for other people who are dating too.
But wait
Like
a minute.
what?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is gonna be private. Or this is gonna be public.
No, I think we should make this a public thing, Daryle, because I think you
Oh,
need public
hell
participation.
no.
I think
No.
you need to help other brothers who are in your same shoes looking for the right woman, but not able to find her because, you know, and maybe we won't call it the dating game, but maybe it could be like, let's get to know, you know, let's meet some representatives. Like, let's talk about relationships in a healthy way. And then if you really like somebody, then y'all could go on a date and then come back and tell us, like on the like Love Connection, how the date was.
Sister Javon, don't be co-signing on this. Don't be co-signing on this.
I have to figure. I think that would be. I would watch that. I would watch something like that.
No, Sister Javon, let's not do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, Daryle. You gotta do it with us, Daryle.
Cousin D, no, hell no.
Race. This may save the black race.
Oh hell, not cause brother Daryle. No.
Daryle, you know I'm tired. You know, but I get tired. I get really silly. But I do think there's something to this.
But that's a good side, Sister Ro. We happy to see we happy to see this side of you though. We are very happy to see this.
But I feel like we gotta do some dating, like they call it speed dating. Maybe we could do speed dating by the internet though.
But how that's gonna work? Everybody know the question that I'm asking.
Well, no, you just get to ask them, and then they get a chance to really talk. See that, Kiki?
Oh, Jesus. I'm finna get off this damn blind. I'm getting off this now. Y'all doing too much. I'm getting off of here.
You know, oops, I know you meant dating. Hey, but you know it is all good, Daryle. Now look, we could be groundbreaking here. We could be starting something. You should give me those criteria list. I'm gonna definitely check out. So I'm gonna interview them for you. Me and Javon will interview them, and then we'll set it just up like dating squares or something. And it'd be like, this is Sister Rolanda. You know, she's 40. She has 6 children. She works for the state, and what she's looking for is her soulmate.
Yeah, y'all making my head.
And then I have somebody who's 28 and doesn't have any children, but is looking for her soulmate. Like, we could just set it right on up.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I was watching a show. I was watching Eddie Murphy the other day, right?
Which one? Eddie Murphy is so much stuff.
It was actually his comedy stand-up. I was watching Raw, and I even though I went to Africa a couple years ago, and I said that I said straight up that I don't know if I would be able to marry an African woman, but maybe I have to go back and find me a umfufu.
See, that's what you said. You said loyalty. You said 3 things. You said they have to be. You look at somebody. You have issues with trust, loyalty, and love. That almost sound like a puppy. Because animals, they will trust. You can trust your animal. They can tell when you're depressed and everything. They will get your slippers for you. They lick your feet and the whole 9. And they're very loyal.
So, Sister Ro, what the hell did you just? What is you saying? What is you saying? I should get a puppy?
No, but I'm saying you're looking for a woman with those traits.
Okay, is that wrong?
I don't think so. If that's what you into, I mean,
If that you said that like that's a fetish or something. It's loyalty, love.
Daryle, I gotta mess you. Look, I just think that those are good characteristics on a serious note on the dating thing. I think those are 3 things that I think that someone needs to have.
Cousin D, stop it, brother, stop it. Don't. No.
But I do think this would be Cousin D. I think this would be groundbreaking. Daryle could be the first person to set the internet ablaze with dating, just dating content. Like, and you may help some people understand, like, wow, that's what a good black man looks like. And so if I want a good black man, I'm going to have to be willing to be trustworthy. I'm going to have to be honest and loyal and definitely loving.
So wait, I just want to put this disclaimer out here real quick. Y'all see what I'm finna go to Haiti with? Do y'all see what I'm finna go to Haiti with?
She could be in Haiti. She could be in Haiti.
She might be. Okay, she might be. She might be.
Theme music.
Did you hear that, Sister
Dun,
Javon? I'm
dun,
not
dun.
rigid anymore. Sister Javon, did you hear that? I'm not rigid no more, okay?
We need a theme song for this show, y'all. What would the theme
Oh,
song be?
hell no.
For the Daryle dating show. Dun, 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 dun. It'd be like Paul Revere. Here's a little story we got it.
Sister Ro,
No,
I
we need
think
a
it,
good
I
theme
think you
song.
need to go to sleep, and I think you need to go to sleep now, okay? It's
I
time
know
to go to
I'm
sleep.
tired. Brother Daryle, I love you so much. You're such an awesome dude.
I love you too,
And
Sister
the
Ro.
right person, she could be listening on this line. The right person's out there for you. You know what I mean? Oh, wait a minute. Javon said she got to be crazy. Now, I didn't say that.
Why she got to be? Oh, because she always called
I
me
didn't say
crazy.
that.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Ladies love Cousin D. Okay, you know what?
There
That's
you
the
go.
show.
No, see, cousin, I asked you to stay out of this, cuz. See, now, see, damn,
Oh,
see,
God. Daryle,
damn.
look, huh?
I said, damn, my cousin didn't co-sign. He didn't got the name of the show out there. You know, I'm
I
gonna keep
love
it real.
that.
So my
I
cousin, he's
love
in
that.
radio.
Ladies
My cut,
love Cousin
my
D.
cousin, my cousin is in radio. He's been on KBLX. He does certain things for radio. So see, yeah, he's a
I
DJ.
like
So
that. I like that.
that's
Gotta,
your B-boy stance. That's your B-girl
we're gonna
stance.
have to
No,
yeah. We're gonna have to
no.
work on that. You gotta get your how you gonna come on the show like are you the one for Daryle? No.
Sister Rowe, Sister
Cousin D.
Rowe,
No. I'm going to
stop,
bed. Good night,
stop,
Daryle.
stop, stop, stop. You and Sister Javon do not get together
I
and
know.
don't be trying to plan no damn show, okay? And when we
Well, see there. Daryle, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in for our Throwback Thursday and helping us
real
come up
quick.
with wonderful ideas and discussing just how the week's gone.
And real quick, if you all can share the show,
Yeah.
some of the things that we may talk about may be controversial. Just let you all know. So the show may not be up in a couple days or a few weeks or whatever, because Facebook is the screening. They end the screening, our videos and stuff. But please share it with your friends, family, and loved ones. And tune back in next Thursday. We will be doing our last show here in the States, our stateside, for next week, but we will continue the show when we're in Haiti. I don't know how that's going to work because I don't know about the internet connection there, but we will be doing something there. So you all tune in. You can either hit my inbox or Sister Rose's inbox with questions that you may have, anything that you might want us to discuss. And also too, you can come on the show. If you are an expert in whatever it may be that we may be talking about that week, don't be shy. Come on the show and let the folk know what it is and talk about it. Maybe Sister Rose, we should do a show one time where we kind of highlight some of the Black entrepreneurs and some of the business owners and stuff like that. We can get them to kind of come in on a on the Blue Jean app or whatever, and they can kind of talk about it. And Tiffany, I know that Sister Javon asked you to advertise your website. So put your websites up. If you have a company or a business that you would like for us to look into, put the website up and let us know. That way you get your business. I mean, I don't know how many people watching the show now, how many people will watch the show by the end of the week or whatever, but that's an audience that you may not have had. So put that up there so we can get that out there and you can get you some business so we can keep that black dollar circulating. Let's see, what else? That's it. I love y'all. Sister Ro, love you. Sister Javon, love you. Everybody who was tuned in and watched the show. I saw Sister Yaba tuned in. I forgot where you're from, my sister. I know you're from another part of the country, but we appreciate you watching. Anybody from Africa, Haiti, the islands, we love y'all. What's that?
I said from the planet.
Yes, absolutely, from the entire world. And some of our critics and those who don't have no love for us at all, thank y'all for tuning in too. Appreciate y'all. Y'all keep us motivated. We love the haters because they keep us motivated. Anyway, that's enough for me. Love you, Sister Ruth.
Good night, y'all.
Love y'all. Good night. Peace.
All right, peace.